Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, two of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune in to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder.
Welcome in to Woodward Nights, baby,
yeah.
with Booner and Broder.
Hi.
On the Woodward Sports Network. Appreciate you guys locking in. WoodwardSports.com. If you're on the YouTube page, appreciate you guys as always. Well, as you come in, hit that like button for us. Share the stream with a couple people tonight. We have a huge show planned for you guys. We took some time here to plan a nice show out for you guys tonight. Beautiful Tuesday night.
And we're going to need your engagement, full engagement from the chat. At 9:15.
9:15. We've got the draft today, the college football draft.
Yes.
Obviously, Booner here. Got Matthew Broder, Detroit Lions beat reporter.
Hello.
He was in Allen Park today, so we do have a lot of stuff from Allen Park the first hour. Jalen in the TD booth, as always, running all of the buttons over there.
Yeah.
He's over there working things out. We've got Nick in the sound booth, as always, as well, with the
Let's
stash.
go with the special guest behind me.
You see him over there.
Shout out, Freddie.
And we've got
313.
Freddie Felt in the Maj chair. You guys know him in the chat is Freddie Felt. I think 313, right? Yes, Freddie Felt 313. So he will be joining us at 9:15. We're going to be doing the college football playoff.
Goal, baby!
Let's go.
Oh, there, right at the
That was-
beginning, baby.
That was perfect timing.
2-1 Red Wings,
2-1.
baby.
Let's go.
Woo!
Who was that? Who was it?
Mata?
I think it was.
Was it Oli?
Let's go. And they're on ESPN tonight.
Let's go.
Prime
Sorry to
time.
interrupt you right from the
No,
start.
you're good.
I saw Red Wings jersey. I saw Red Wings goal, and I said, hey.
No, yeah, you're good.
I'll do my
scared
own
me,
alarm.
but I have to turn this down because I know how now you guys feel when I yell into the mic because my ear just ruptured there.
Yes.
All right, though, we're gonna get this thing rolling because we have a lot of things to cover here, especially with this college football draft. Basically, what that's gonna be is there's 4 different teams: me, Broder, the Booth Boys, and then you guys as the chat. Freddie Felt will be representing the full chat
Captain
for this
Freddie.
draft here. He'll be like your guys' captain, putting it in the chat, kind of what you guys want to do. And basically all it is, it's the 4 college football playoff teams: Michigan, Washington, Texas, Alabama. And you could pick all time. You're going to get 7 players on your team: a quarterback, a wide receiver, running back, offensive line, defensive
coach.
player, a coach, and then a flex position.
Yes.
And the flex is basically any player besides another quarterback and another coach.
Yes.
So that's what's going to happen at 9:15. We'll go around the room and do that.
We'll explain in more detail, but it was inspired by that Amon-Ra St. Brown, the episode of his podcast with his brother that had Blake Corum, and they were picking all-time USC and Michigan teams. I was like, you know what? Let's do a college football playoff, these 4 teams. So we'll get into that at 9:15.
We'll do that.
Booner,
9:15, 8:15. We're gonna talk. There's some Lions injuries. Actually, I got a clip of Terry Foster on Woodward and Maine that you're on today. I want to talk about that. Terry Foster talked about Jared Goff's contract. Usually when Terry says something, that happens. So I do want to bring that to the people a little bit. We're gonna talk as well about Jamison Williams. I have a little theory that I heard from Ryan Armani as well about the Detroit Lions offensive line. 8:30. There's Broder was in Allen Park. Spoke with a couple players: Jared Goff, and Alex Anzalone, Germ. So we do have some clips from that. 8:45, the Detroit Lions defense. 9 o'clock, we're going to go over our power rankings. Broder, I hope you tweeted out. Did you tweet your
I got it saved in draft. I'll do it right now.
Okay, I got to send mine
Good
in still,
reminder.
but I did tweet it out. And then 9:15, we'll do the draft. And then 9:40, we'll do the draft all the way up until 9:40-ish. And then 9:40, we're going to break down some of the Detroit Lions' final 4 games and do some mailbag. Broder, though. These games last night. Let's just get into this real quick.
Wow, insane.
Two things. We did the picks in here, and I went around the room and I said, "Does anyone want to take the Titans?" And we were all like, "Nope, don't even add it to the card. No one wants to touch it." Titans, Will Levis, the Booner special, because I've been on Will Levis for about 3 years now. He went out there and he
some
looks like a
mayo.
franchise quarterback. He is their guy. And he went out there and beat the Miami
He's playing
Dolphins.
well.
13-point dog, was it?
13-point dog. He's legit.
It's insane.
He has every single skill set you want in a quarterback. I've been saying this, and every single everyone knows since I've been at Woodward Sports. Day one, I came in and said Will Levis is that guy. It was like his junior year or sophomore year at Kentucky, and I was like, watch out for this kid. Everyone laughed at me. And the fact these last couple weeks I've been able just to sit back and laugh at everyone else has been the best thing of my life.
Feels good, huh?
Oh, it feels great.
I love laughing at everybody else.
No, because everyone usually laughs at me. So it's
Yeah.
I typically get the laughs to me.
Are you a mayo fan? Do you like mayo?
I do. Not in my coffee though.
Nice.
I'll pass.
What
on
about
that.
whole bananas?
With the peel on.
With no peel?
Yeah, brown peel.
No, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm all right.
That's your
It's
guy.
supposed to be
That's
healthy.
your hero.
It is my guy, but he's. Can he play football?
He
That's all that matters,
He
right?
played damn good.
I don't care what a quarterback does as long as he can sling the ball. Right now, trade me Jared Goff and Will Levis straight up.
Dude, that's
Do it. I don't
Troll.
care who's got an arm and who can run. Will Levis. Maybe a
okay.
little troll.
Trade Jared Goff for Will Levis right now. We'll see how the season goes.
Do you like cutlets?
What?
Do you like cutlets?
Tommy Cutlets?
Tommy Cutlets,
Tommy
baby.
Cutlets.
Let's go.
Let's go.
I love it. Hey, Tommy Cutlets, and shout out, Nick. I'll let you actually just give you your little couple seconds here. Go on about it, about the
Yeah,
Jets.
shout out.
Hit it.
Thanks for not bringing up the fact that I said Miami would cover those 13 points in that other game. But yeah, I picked the G-Men last night. Let's go. Everybody in Detroit needed to see the Packers go down after our brutal loss to Chicago. So shout out the G-Men for hooking up the win and giving the Packers another L.
And Nick pushing you up in the standings,
Yes,
in the Woodward
sir.
Nights standings. He
Yeah.
goes from 4th to 3rd, up a one game or a half a game. He goes to 61 and 53, one game above
Congrats,
Booner.
Nick, on a
Let's
regular.
go.
Yeah, congrats
Shout
on a
out.
Week 15 win, man.
You guys caught me. I went 2-6 this week.
Damn.
2-6.
I think. What did I do?
You went, Booner went 3-5.
Okay, I caught you by a game.
Yeah, Nick went 4-4. Jalen, you went 3-5 too.
Let's go.
Was I here?
I think JB.
I think it was JB.
JB. It was a rough week all around, man.
But you picked the Packers.
It's tough. Oh, you're so 0-1.
You don't
Sorry,
get
we
credit.
lost yesterday as well.
You don't get the lost credit.
Yeah. Pain.
Tommy Cutlets, though, that thing, I mean, that man it's a story. And it's like something I keep seeing in like my comments that people are like, they need to make a movie after this kid. And I think they're going to. Like, being from New Jersey, that's his team that he had growing up, and being able to just kind of bring that culture and just be what the whole city is about and what the organization is about.
Sounds like Invincible.
Yeah, well, they did say yes. So I think there's going to be a movie in the next 15 years about this kid.
Remember the movie that he was the kicker for the Philadelphia Eagles, and he drove a trash truck around town, and then he became the kicker. I think it was fiction, but it was like a Disney movie, maybe.
They should. No, I don't
You know what
remember
I'm saying?
that.
So,
They should
chat.
do. They should do more movies on kickers because, like the Dallas kicker right now, that's like hasn't missed a kick all year, and he hit like a 59-yarder, a 60-yarder the other day. He like didn't have a job. All he did was he played soccer growing up and in college, and then he went and got like a normal job, and then he just tried out for a USFL team out of nowhere, and a year later he's kicking for the Cowboys, and he's like the best kicker in the NFL.
No way.
So kickers should get some love.
What would they say about Riley Patterson?
I don't know, but I wouldn't mind if Riley Patterson got cut and someone else came in.
Hey, G-Man, a game out of that last wild card spot. Watch out.
They're making a run. You never know. I don't know what their schedule looks like, but you never know.
It's interesting. what's
DeVito.
going on.
That's it. Shane Daniel, garbage picking, field goal kicking Philadelphia phenomenon was the name of the movie. Seriously,
That's.
it's like a Panic at the Disco song.
Can we? And Jalen, did I put the graphic in there? The NFL playoff matchups.
bro.
Can you throw that up there real quick? All right, Broder. Let's talk about this real quick because there's a lot of things going on with this.
Wow, a lot in
There's
my
a
face
lot
right now.
So you see there, Detroit Lions. So if the season ended today, this is the current NFL playoff picture. Let's just look at the NFC real quick.
We're looking at a potential 2 teams in 5 games.
We're gonna play.
We're gonna play the Vikings and the Cowboys if it stays like this.
You're gonna play. Yes, you're gonna play the Vikings. If it stayed like this, you play the Vikings 3 times in
Go
5
Vikings,
weeks.
Cowboys, Vikings, Cowboys.
Yeah.
Both the Cowboys. The key is both the Cowboys games would be in Dallas, so that kind of stinks.
Green Bay versus Dallas. I don't know. This is just weird. I don't know if you've looked at the standings in the NFL right now. Things are all around at the moment. I don't think people realize how close everything is.
I didn't realize it until I started putting together the power rankings, and I was like, wait, after 3, what do we do?
So what
Like-
happened with the power rankings? When we do this, I looked at mine from last week. 7 out of my top 10 teams lost this week.
Yeah.
7.
Yes.
Out of top 10 teams. And it's not like there's just like 7 more teams to throw in your top 10 because they lost. You have to keep all of them in there because other teams are losing. I don't think like when people are like, oh, the Detroit Lions lost to Chicago Bears. Every team's losing to teams like that.
Yeah,
right
you
now.
look at who you had that like.
Every team.
I saw some power rankings that had the Bills at like number 5, and it's not an outrageous statement. I mean, I disagree, but it's a wild time to be an NFL football
It's not
team.
like, dude. Let's just look in the NFC real quick. I want to go to my thing froze. I want to look in the AFC, the playoff situation going on. The wild card spots right now. There's like 5 teams, 6 or 7 teams actually that are 7 and 6, and then right underneath you have all these 5 and 8 teams. And the only team that's still like I saw an AFC, like the in the hunt graphics.
Mm-hmm.
Every single team in the AFC was in the hunt besides the New England Patriots.
Yeah.
They had 16 or 15 teams in the hunt.
That's so wild.
Insane.
All of the teams that I had is like just missed the cut. I just wrote down 4 teams. They could all be in the top 10, or they could all be like 13 through 17. It's wild time to be alive.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's kind of crazy to me actually. That's why I
Good
think
for the Lions,
when
though.
you're looking at the Lions and people are like, "Oh, well, you're 9-4, but you're a bad 9-4." So all right, go look at the rest of the league because everyone else in the league right now is 6-7, 5-8. Like,
it's the timing. It's 9-4 is solid AF, but it's the fact we're playing our worst football right now. Going into this stretch, this is when we need to start playing the best football. And luckily, there's still 4 games to go, but they don't have time to wait. This Denver game coming up is going to be tough.
they can definitely turn things around. I have a couple questions for you, Broder. Actually, injury updates. Did you throw the injury report in? Do you know?
I didn't. I could do it right.
It's up
It's
to
pretty
you.
it's simple. It's
it
Ragnow was limited. Taylor Decker was out for practice today, and who was the other one that was limited? Hendon Hooker was a full go.
Frank Ragnow, Benito Jones is limited, and then Taylor Decker. This is the one that I wanted to ask you about.
Yes.
And I do kind of want to hold off a little bit on kind of going super far into details because the next segment I have questions about the offensive line. But that came out of nowhere.
What the fuck?
What's the body part?
It's back.
Back. That's not good.
That seemed like it's something that happened in the game and he had to play through. And
Honestly, I think he's been playing through this, or maybe not injured. He's been playing hurt for most of the season. I think when he was hurt in the Kansas City game, he never really came back. His ankle might have healed, but he's a big dude. Like there's a lot of overcompensating that your body does. My guess is this is lingering from the beginning injury. But regardless, he hasn't been playing his best football in the last couple of weeks. This could point to why. Not that that's a good excuse, but that could be a reason why. He just hasn't seemed like he's been on. He's given up, I think, 2 sacks the last 2 games. Hasn't been Taylor Decker's best stretch of the season. Best stretch of his career.
Yeah, that was the thing when that popped up and you kind of I saw you tweet that out. I was very, very nervous in regards to seeing Taylor Decker on that. Other thing too, a couple other things. Frank Ragnow back limited, so it seems like he's back. If Frank Ragnow's limited, he's a guy that's someone who sits out practices because of his toe. He seems like he's going to be back this week, which is kind of a very, very positive note to have a guy like him back. Potential.
Huge.
I'm interested because does Dan Campbell speak tomorrow?
No, the coordinators do. Dan will speak on Thursday. The week's all a little off.
Will people ask the coordinators about injuries?
No.
Okay.
They might ask, but they won't get an
I just
answer.
want an update on Frank. That, to be honest,
They'll ask, and Ben Johnson or Aaron Glenn or Dave Phipp will go, that's a question for Dan.
I hate that. Just answer.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Oh, they know their plan from the start of the week, I'm sure. There are some that they probably wait till Friday to see how it goes, but I have every expectation that Frank Ragnow plays, and they need him to.
Yeah, I hope he does. I did see something, too, which is crazy. Actually, I'm going to save it for next segment because we're going to talk about the offensive line. I keep wanting to get into it. Last thing here in this. Did you see? It was I think Justin Rogers posted it because he was at the game.
Yeah.
He mentioned that he said some of his colleagues. So I'm guessing some other people at the game because people were asking him in regards to Brian Branch playing 52% of the snaps. He tweeted out and said some of his colleagues said that they may have seen Brian Branch getting X-rays done after the game.
Interesting. That's not good.
No, and that was something I was going to ask you today in Allen Park. If there was anyone, even in some other beat writers, that mentioned a Brian Branch.
No.
Nothing.
Well, digging, I won't get the answer tomorrow, but we'll see. The fact that it wasn't on the injury report.
That's where I'm at as well. But I did read the tweet in the tweet.
Yeah.
I can read it for you here real quick because I want to make sure
100%. Justin's credible.
Yeah, he is. Someone basically tweeted at him and said Branch was at 52%, I would guess. He should have played a lot more. And he said, not going to overthink one game. Lions play a lot more than 3 linebackers against the Bears because they're obviously a run first. Iffy is a bigger body DB to hold up in the box as well. But he said, finally, some of my colleagues saw Brian Branch getting post-game x-rays, which could have been a factor. So I wonder if there's something going on. Branch has been a guy with some injuries as well throughout the year. So that's a little worrisome.
Since he went back into that game in Green Bay.
Yeah. A little worrisome.
Yeah.
All right, let's hit break. When we come back, we're going to get into some of this Detroit Lions stuff. Terry Foster this morning spoke about Jared Goff's contract. Had something like kind of like almost not breaking news because it's not news, but I was shocked to hear him say this.
I can't believe that's the same day as today.
Yeah, for you, I guess. That is kind of wild. It's just nuts. But then I also have a couple statements about the offensive line as well that I want to get to. But let me tell you guys real quick first about Woodward in Maine. Make sure you guys check it out. That is our Woodward Sports Lions Insider Show hosted by Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Detroit legend Terry Foster. Typically, it is Tuesdays 7 to 8 a.m. and Sundays 8 to 9 a.m. This week, with the game being on Sunday, it is getting switched to Saturday, or the game being on Saturday, it's getting switched to Saturday at 8 a.m. So this Saturday, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Make sure you guys check them out before you guys start your Lions game day. Nick, tell us about Big Boy.
Yes, sir. Wintertime in Detroit is always better with comfort foods from Big Boy. Try the veal parmesan or the new Southern Comfort Chicken Bowl. How about breakfast? The soft potato pancakes are back. The classic lumberjack or Santa Fe Garden. Also, new apple pie hotcakes that are too good to miss. Top it all off with a new gingerbread shake for dessert. Stop by our local Big Boy today, Broder.
Oh, yeah, I'll tell you. If you want to learn about a story of the cold winter night, if you're born in a cold winter basement in Detroit, 3 buddies wanting more out of rock, paper, scissors dug deep and struck gold with Jack Labrador. They have 2 new symbols and a 3-point play, and once you go Jack, you'll never go back. 1 deck of cards, 3 new games of nonstop action. It's the perfect no-brainer stocking stuffer for all ages. Scan the QR code above or go to jacklabrador.com to get your deck today.
Calling all landscapers. This is Darren McCarty. I'm at Outdoor Equipment Co. How would you like to landscape like a legend? How about a bad boy zero turn? And even a chainsaw. And even a weed whipper. Whether you landscape for your job or landscape for fun, get all your equipment from Outdoor Equip Co., the official equipment provider of Woodward Sports. Michigan grown, family owned. OutdoorEquipCo.com.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions Show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com. Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
All right, let's talk about it. It is the Outdoor Equipment Company, the official, yeah, that is right, the official equipment provider of Woodward Sports. It is Michigan grown, family owned. They have bad boy mowers, tractors, steel handhelds, weed whippers, Liberty trailers, Generac generators, Snow X plows, salters. They have everything that you need, especially heading into the winter time. Make sure you guys check them out. They have it all. You can buy it, you can rent it, 0% financing, delivery right to your doorstep over at OutdoorEquipCo.com. All right, welcome back to Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. Back wall, that just looks like, I don't even know.
Chromed out Benz with the chromed out nose.
Uh-oh.
Still, I was attempting
Yeah,
the
you
big
almost said
timers.
it. And we appreciate you guys all locking in, tuning in here Tuesday night with us. If you guys can, as you come in, everyone hit that like button. Helps kind of push the show out for the boys. Help us grow a little bit. Since we are the newest show here at the network, we're out here fighting for our lives.
Just out here grinding.
Yeah, sometimes we have Fridays off. Sometimes we have this, that, you know.
But we do have the best chat.
But we do have the best
This
chat.
side
the
of the
best,
Mississippi.
We do, yeah. I love everyone in here. Shout out some of the boys, too, from Woodward here. Chris, Easy, Jeff I saw was in here. I see Broder in the chat.
Yep, I'm in the chat.
A lot of the boys from around Woodward. Let's do this then. Can we start off here? Because this segment's going to be a little bit about the Lions offense, because I want to talk about the offensive line, and Terry talked about Jared Goff as well. I think it all kind of intertwines,
100%.
at least for what I have to say. So Terry and Jalen, did you have the video of Terry there? Because I want to play this. Terry kind of went into depth about the Lions re-signing Jared Goff, and the question with this was, Terry Foster, Detroit legend, do you think the Detroit Lions will sign to Jared Goff to a big-time contract? This is what he had to say about that.
He will get a big contract. And I'm saying this
Really?
right now at his lowest moment. In the NFL, when you commit to a quarterback, you got to commit to him all the way. You can't abandon the man right now, because if you don't pay him, he walks. So now you've got Teddy Bridgewater or Hendon Hooker as your quarterback now. You're trying to win a championship. So is that what you want to do? Quarterbacks hold teams hostage. It's like, okay, I haven't been everything you wanted, but I'm the best you got. So I'm saying 10. He's getting paid.
Can I just follow up and say, do you think they should give him one?
Yeah,
For those reasons.
yeah. I mean, you're stuck. You've built a team that in your mind, see, Terry doesn't think it's going to happen, but in your mind, you're contending for a Super Bowl. I'm not willing to bring in a backup quarterback or a rookie or a second-year man at this point. Jared Goff is the guy that you've selected. Jared Goff is the guy that, if this is going to work, he's going to carry you through. Tom Brady in his prime is not walking through that door. Aaron Rodgers is not going to say, you know, I'm tired of New York, I want to go to Detroit.
Yeah.
So this is your guy.
Yeah.
So you got to pay him.
All right, you guys heard it there, T-Foss. And you know what? He's kind of spitting some facts.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people don't want to hear that Jared Goff is going to resign or anything like that. I've had conversations with some people about this to where it's like, yeah, maybe you don't want to sign him to a big contract like a 4 or 5 year one like some of these quarterbacks get in a max. To me, I'm still sitting there like 2-year deal. Let's get that done. We'll do it. It gives you a time to where if you need to trade him, it's flexible to be able to trade all of that. But T-Foss, he brought up a good point, Broder.
Yeah, and if you take Jared Goff's name out of it, it's a perfect description of just what teams look to do with their quarterbacks or need to do. They committing to your quarterback, whoever that is such a staple of your team. I mean, that's a centerpiece we talked about yesterday. He's the most important position on a football field. So that commitment to your quarterback, just numbers aside, is important for the morale of your team. You get a little deeper. The question goes: is it the right quarterback to commit X amount of money to? Is Jared Goff the right quarterback to commit $50 million to? That's where I have a hard time agreeing with Tifo. I agree with his concept. I just don't know if Jared Goff is the right quarterback to sign for $50 million.
And Nick kind of made a comment too during it was, why'd you draft Hendon Hooker then? And this is the thing. It's like, and I brought this point up for about a year now because I was someone who was like, I was advocating on getting like a guy like Will Levis if he dropped. And I remember the second day, I remember we did the show and I kept saying, Will Levis, he's there. Get him. And Hendon, they ended up getting Hendon Hooker in day 2. And I was just as happy because I kept advocating that good teams in great organizations, they get to a point to where they have the flexibility to go out there and get a quarterback every other year or every couple years. Like, hey, you're constantly, and this is the thing in the NFL, you're constantly chasing that superstar quarterback. Like the Chiefs did it when they had Alex Smith. They were like, oh, let's still go Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
Like
throw spaghetti at the wall, see what sticks.
And you have to do that. The 49ers, they constantly were drafting quarterbacks and they just never were hitting. And they kept trying and they kept trying. Brock Purdy, look at what happened to them. They drafted one, literally the very last pick of the draft, and he's the one that hit. But they just kept drafting quarterbacks until they said, oh, finally found our guy. And then you have a guy on a rookie deal. The Patriots, go look at them drafting you would think you have Tom Brady, you're never going to draft a quarterback. They drafted probably the most quarterbacks in that run of them winning championships because they were constant like, hey, what if Tom left? Hey, we need that next guy. We need that. It's just what when you have the flexibility to do so, that's what good organizations do. And the Lions got to that point and that's how I looked at it.
Yeah, 100%. Or in the Patriots case, they developed the backup quarterbacks to where if they need him to play, they can win for the Patriots, or at whatever point in the season they're able to showcase that quarterback, they then trade him and get value back. They traded Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yes.
San Francisco paid him a bunch of money.
And Easy said here, I'd be so mad if Goff got a big deal with guarantees.
I don't give a
That's where I think things go different. Is I don't think he gets the guarantees though. I don't think he gets the guarantees.
Whatever.
I think it's going to end up being, if it is a big deal, it's an incentive deal, and then you're going to get guarantees and then an incentive. Maybe Jared doesn't want to do that, but I think that's the smart way to go about it, and I think that's what ends up happening because at the end of the day, it's like that's just what's realistic because you do have Hendon Hooker, and you might want to move on at some point, so you have to find a flexibility way to do that.
And even just having Hendon Hooker on the roster, it's leverage at the negotiating table. If he's asking for too much, say, all right, we have someone waiting in the wings. Maybe that brings him down $10 million over the course of a contract or whatever the percentage is. It also would be nice if we could defer like 98% of the contract out 10 years until.
I'm sure there's ways around. I mean,
I don't know how that works.
If Jared, this is the thing I'm going to go to, and this is kind of working to take that next step to the offensive line. If Jared really wants to kind of be in this position, he's going to have to do what Tom Brady did for all those years. Is find ways to restructure, find ways to take less money. It's like, hey, Jared, do you want to win? Because this is your last chance in your career that you're going to, in my opinion, have a chance to really go and win a Super Bowl. So, like, what do you want to do with that?
And when is he? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, I kind of wanted to go into the offensive line on this.
I think I was taking you. When is he at his best?
When he has a team around him. And
when
Ryan
he has an offensive line.
An offensive line.
And a running back.
Did you hear Ryan Armani today talk about the offensive line?
I think I missed that part.
He brought up a great point that no one thought about. Because we've all been so stuck on the Jared Goff, the Ben Johnson, the defense.
Well, if you say nobody thought about it, continue.
Ryan Armani thought about this. Is the last couple weeks, and I saw someone tweet out, it might have been Jeremy Wright. It was one of those other beat reporters put out. The Detroit Lions have had 9 different combinations in the offensive line in 13 weeks. This week, depending on what happens with Frank and Taylor, they will have 10 different combinations throughout the year. That itself, if you go watch back the game film from the last 2 or 3 weeks when we've struggled at its most, and Jared has these turnovers, the offensive line has been brutal.
They haven't played good.
That has been, and I never thought about it. I'll put my hand up and say I didn't even think about the offensive line because we've been so engulfed in how good they have been. Every week PFF puts out Detroit Lions #1 offensive line ranked. Now if you go look at the past 3 weeks, they haven't been #1 on those graphics. They've been dropping. I'm kind of with Ryan on that, to where maybe that was it, and then this is starting to show Jared Goff to where, hey, if you don't have these guys, you're not going to be successful here in Detroit, and that's just the way it's going to be. And 100%. That's the issue that we're going to start running into. And I think that's what's been happening in the last 2 or 3 weeks is this offensive line, they've had so many injuries. You're playing, Colby started. Think about the games Colby started. I had this conversation in the back. The Raiders game, and then right after that, the Packers game, and the first Bears game. Mm-hmm. Those are the games that your rookie offensive lineman started. And those were the Packers and the Bears game. Those were 2 of Jared Goff's worst games of the season.
Yeah.
So
and don't forget, this all started when I started talking about this was after the Ravens game when you lose one of your big guys, Jonah Jackson, and the entire game is thrown off. It happened again with Frank Ragnow. Now you see Jared Goff is #1 in the league in getting pressures from the right tackle position, meaning he doesn't get them from Penei Sewell. He's near the bottom in right guard, middle to bottom at center, and middle for left guard. And he's decent near the top at left tackle. The pressure is coming from the inside, from the interior. That makes everything so much harder. He doesn't have the mobility. He doesn't have the escapability. So when that pressure comes, it's coming fast. And it's coming up the middle. You can't escape that.
I went and watched the first half today, and I was just shocked at how fast guys were getting to Jared Goff. And he's not Josh Allen could escape that. Patrick Mahomes could escape that, no matter how quick it is. Jared Goff, as much as some of us might like, he's not getting out of that. And that's just like one of his downfalls. So that's like the biggest thing. It's like you need this offensive line. You need to go draft an offensive lineman. Maybe you need to go pay a free agent and bring him in. You need to find ways to keep this offensive line because you've built from the inside out. And now, if you go back and watch, and I saw Chef in here said, I've been watching the O-line and I could see that they weren't playing great. I went back today and watched just the first half of Sunday's game, and I could notice that offensive line was just bad.
Yeah.
Like, it was like they weren't good, they weren't great, they just struggled. And it felt like that all game. Montez Sweat dominated Taylor Decker, and maybe he was injured, but that's still part of it. Is like if these guys have any little injury, if they struggle a little bit, your offense just struggles.
Yeah, and that's what Jared Goff has to realize. If he wants to play behind the best offensive line, he's not going to be able to make the most money as a quarterback. He's not going to even be able to make top 10 money probably as a quarterback. When they're at their best, they have the most expensive offensive line in the league, and that's handicapped the team a little bit too. That expensive offensive line hasn't played together. They've
I'm
played
interested
together
to see what Jared does.
Yeah.
Like this really makes me like, what are we doing here?
It'll be interesting, and I love that Hendon Hooker pick. The only question comes of, I don't know if I really like that third round at this very moment. When you trade 5 picks for 2 players who aren't going to play this year, one, Broderick Martin will get a couple.
The
snaps.
Broderick one.
That's where the conversation goes. We
bit.
could use a couple defensive players. We could use a couple players. We could use Evan Brown, who we let slip away, go to Seattle. He would have been perfect sliding in there, center or guard.
And Graham too. Graham has been really well.
Yeah, he's
but
been great.
He is a little bit older.
He wasn't great last week.
No, and that's the thing. It's like he's older. He's not like. There's a reason why he's not like a legit like starter on an NFL, like a legit contending NFL team. It's because like he came in to be a backup and to fill in these holes, and now you're relying on him because of Big V being out.
Yeah.
Jonah Jackson through that time, Frank Ragland. Now it's
Taylor
just like
Decker, maybe.
Taylor Decker. Yeah, like it's like every single week, Graham is having to kind of fill that role. And it's a different role every week. And that's hard for even a vet. Like, that's hard to do. And especially to do it at a level to where you want a top 5 offensive line to protect a quarterback that needs it. It's just like you're asking for, and at some point it was going to break down. And I think that's what started to happen.
Yeah.
All right, let's hit break. When we come back, we have some player interviews. I do want to open the next segment up a little bit with some Jameson Williams stuff as well.
Love that.
We get, because I had that in this segment. We just didn't have time to get into it. Let me tell you guys about the Detroit or Woodward Sports Lions post-game show real quick. Directly after every single Lions game, hosted by Maz and Stick. I believe this week it might be Stick and Easy. Could be wrong, but it's directly after this Saturday's game. It's going to be a late night. Game's at 8:15. Post-game will probably be about 10:30 to 11, and it's going to go probably till 1 a.m. I love the late night ones, though. They take callers. They do all of that. But, Broder, tell us about Mark White.
Yeah, Mark White Real Estate. If you're dreaming of a new home but feeling the financial pinch, Mark White and Associates, your trusted real estate experts, are here to help. Mark White and his team will pay up to $5,000 of your closing costs. That's right. I said $5,000. Call Mark White and Associates today at 248-290-8242 or visit them at markwhitesells.com. Again, call Mark White today at 248-290-8242 to make your dreams come true.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, 2 of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder.
Gabby is a college student struggling to study for her big exam. Then she discovered Syntron, a healthy way for her to stay awake and focus. Jennifer frequently has chaotic days like this until she gets online, orders some Syntron, and finds her groove. April visited her local grocery store, purchased a case of Syntron, and entered to win the Syntron 100K Vegas giveaway. Pick up your case of Syntron today at any Meijer location or visit drinksyntron.com/Vegas and enter for the 100K Vegas giveaway.
Just in time for football. Cannabis is dropping a new ice water bubble hash infused pre-roll called Honolulu Blue. It smells so good, it's like the whiff of the first playoff win in 31 years. It's a gassy, aggressive strain named in the honor of Detroit football. If you haven't had one of these ice water pre-rolls, you are missing out. So smooth. Find them at Dispo Dispensary for 25% off, or check them out online at www.canada.com.
All right, welcome back into Woodward Nights, baby, with Booner and Broder on the Woodward Sports Network. I appreciate you guys if you're locked in with us on the woodwardsports.com. If you're on the YouTube page, as you come in, hit that like button for us. I see right now we're at 47. It could be wrong. Mine just continues to not update. We're at 52. Let's get that up to 75 here before the end of this segment. If you guys can all hit that like button for us. Broder, I did mention J-Mo. And I know that was a conversation. Did you watch the morning show with Flannel this morning?
Yeah, I was sitting right there, actually.
Okay, so he was going off. I thought it was interesting, too, because I started to... So basically the situation, obviously, Flannel's like calling J-Mo a bust, which is kind of nuts to me because he's still kind of getting involved and things are still... You're still, like, year 2... and you're in the top 5 offense in the NFL, and there's already weapons established. I started to kind of go back at him a little bit, and I almost sided with him on this is my thing with it, Broder, and I want to hear your thoughts. The only thing that I said with Flannel was there has been every single weapon that's been in this offense: Khalif Raymond, Josh Reynolds,
Amon-Ra St. Brown,
Sam Laporta, even Brock Wright. Every single weapon that they've had, they've found a way to find some sort of success. The only person who hasn't yet is Jameson Williams. So that's where I'm a little bit like, okay, maybe there's something going on. And I spoke with like a couple of guys about this. Was maybe there's something going on around at practice that we're not being able to see, because you guys, even the beat reporters right now, can't see practices. Do you think there's something that's going on within practice that's like we can't get J-Mo the ball as much? Maybe we saw at the beginning of the year in training camps when I went, he dropped a few passes at training camp. That's been a thing. Do you think there's like a trust level going on? Because that's the only thing I can think of. Because to me, it's like you need to get the ball in J-Mo's hands today. Yeah. Like you need to find a way.
I don't think so. Like I don't think he has the best hands in the league. I think we're gonna have to live with some drops here, but I don't see any explanation for why you can't get the ball in his hands more than one time with a screen pass, another reverse, a short slant, anything around. It doesn't have to be a long pass, a deep pass. There's got to be a way to get him the ball. He was on the field for 58% of the snaps or 52 snaps. So the trust is there. That's going up. He's been, I know Flannel doesn't like this. He's been a good blocker. He's doing all the right things.
When he gets the ball, he's elite.
Yes, his confidence has gone up. He's happy. There's nothing that we can see that points to any reason why you shouldn't be able to get him the ball. And even if he was dropping deep passes in practice, you still need to find a way to get him the ball. Even if it's a hand, they found a way to get Sam Laporta the ball at fullback. So, like, I think actually they need to get Khalif Raymond the ball more too.
I think everyone. And
I think there's too many weapons.
It's what's been talked about a lot. Sam Laporta said it when he spoke with Tim Twentyman. He was like, "There's one ball, and there's so many of us that can make plays, and they want to get the ball too." Schiff got here in the Woodward Sports chat. Appreciate you tuning in. He said they don't know how to get him the ball in good situations at all. And see, that's where I disagree a little bit too, because I get like it's like, oh, maybe Ben needs to find these different ways, and Ben doesn't know how. But I'll go back to this. Every single player Ben Johnson has had in his offense, he has found a way to get them the ball in the right spots that have made them successful. Khalif Raymond had back-to-back 500 yards years. He has never done that in his career. He's done that under Ben Johnson. Josh Reynolds has almost gone over 500 for back-to-back years. He's never done that before wherever he was. So Sam Laporta, he's a rookie that's come in and he's about to have 1,000 yards. Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery, both almost 1,000-yard guys. So he knows how to do it. I don't know I don't know. And Chef even said Dan's been talking that he deserves to get the ball, so it's not trust.
I want it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It doesn't make much sense.
Frustrates me.
Yeah.
Fellas, I think it's borderline unacceptable at this point to not be getting the ball in his hands at least 2 or 3 times a game. Mm-hmm.
I think it should be 4 to 5.
Exactly. We have seen what he looks like in the open field, and we just have not seen it nearly enough. And other defenses will have to put 2 guys on him at other times that will open the field up for other players, and we just haven't seen it.
Especially in this last game where they took away the middle of the field. Amon-Ra St. Brown didn't have his best game. Sam Laporta, they took him away. He wasn't having his best game either. All of the JMO space is open. Like that's the time where you stretch TJ Edmonds and Tremaine Edwards. TJ Edwards, Tremaine Edmonds out. You make it difficult on them. You got to pick JMO or Jameer out of the backfield. I'm not an offense. I don't know how to draw up too many plays, but you got to find a way to give him the ball, even if he's that running back.
Jalen?
I think the issue is too, like, we know Goff can't make the deepest throws, and yet we continue to make him run the same routes.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
I don't understand why. And JMO's he's a 6'2", long. He can slants with JMO is clockwork. Tremaine Edmonds can't guard him. TJ can't guard him. But we insist on having him do the same routes, and the same thing keeps happening. If we use him on check downs or comeback routes or slants or anything, even these screens, he's the only person that has not gotten a screen this year. He's got one, I think, at that. The deep throws, they're not working. And it's evident. Jared Goff isn't that dude to make those throws right now, right? So put him on a slant, get him some open space, and let him play make. He's a playmaker. He needs room to work. Don't force the ball to him. Let him work. Yards at the catch, let him cook.
Yeah, traditional deep routes, there's so much that can not go wrong in the air, but there's only so much that a wide receiver can do. You either catch it or you don't, and it's a difficult catch. It's got to be timed right, whether it's Jameson's hands or Jared Goff's arms. There's a lot that can happen in that, but on a short slant or on a wide receiver screen that they tried to throw with Penei Sewell out wide, they can get creative. Why is it Jameson in that spot? He needs the ball, so then he can use his athleticism to make the play, not use his athleticism to find a way to get him the ball. Get him the ball and then let him use his athleticism.
He's always open.
Yeah, always.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with it, to be honest, because Ben's gotten everyone involved. This is the only guy that, since he's been the OC, that he hasn't. So
I haven't been worried until the last maybe 2 weeks. Like he's been eased along and it's been slow and it's been kind of frustrating. But once he hit 2 weeks ago, it was all right, he's here. There's no need. Take the training wheels off now.
All right, Broder, let's do some of these videos here because I've got a couple clips. Jared Goff, you just mentioned being frustrated with different things. Jared Goff as well. A lot of guys spoke to the media. You were in Allen Park today, so you might have a couple. I have about 3 or 4 videos here before we go to the next break to kind of get to. Goff is a guy that talked about the frustration. I think the whole fan base right now is a bit frustrated. The Jared Goff or the Jameson Williams stuff, the defense, Jared Goff, all of that. So here's a video real quick. Jared Goff talking today to some of the reporters in regards to just the frustration right now around the team.
I wish, it's frustrating as much as it is for everyone else. It's very frustrating for us, and we're very aware of it, and we know we have to continue to be aware of it and continue to try to find ways to be more productive in the third quarter. And it's everybody, man. And I wish there was one thing that, again, that you could point to as the reason why, or one thing that fixes it. And but there isn't. It's just plain execution. It's plain focus. It's plain doing our jobs a little bit more consistently in that quarter.
Broder, you were in the room. What's that feeling like?
It's there's a noise. There's someone talking, but there's not really anything coming out of his mouth.
Yeah.
It's a whole lot of nothing. I mean, he said what he needed to say, and he took responsibility. He said everyone there's a lot that needs to be cleaned up, but we didn't really get much from him.
No, and he did. The only other thing I did like from what he said, he talked about kind of staying on this roller coaster, kind of not being on the roller coaster, because obviously it's up and down and up and down. I did like kind of what he said in regards to kind of staying steady, because Dan does talk about this a lot, and you've seen this team not lose back-to-back games yet. And to me, that's kind of a big deal, because that means you can bounce back and you're not in your head a lot. And Jared did talk about today as well, of basically going into these we're treating every loss like any loss, and we're treating the losses or the wins just like losses, to where you win a game, we don't even care about that anymore. Let's go to the next game. When you lose a game, don't even care about that. Let's move to the next one. And he did speak about that. This is the last Jared Goff video, and then we'll go to break, and then we'll talk some defense and some Anzo video. So here's Jared Goff kind of talking about some more consistency stuff and riding this roller coaster of wins and losses here.
I wish, it's frustrating as much as it is for everyone else. It's very frustrating for us, and we're very aware of it, and we know we have to continue to be aware of it and continue to try to find ways to be more productive in the third quarter. And it's everybody, man. And I wish there was one thing that, again, that you could point to as the reason why, or one thing that fixes it. And but there isn't. It's just plain execution. It's plain focus. It's plain doing our jobs a little bit more consistently in that quarter.
I don't think that was. I think those are two different videos.
I was halfway through it. I'm like, wait, he's saying the exact same thing.
He said a lot of the things. I don't know if he said. Yeah, I don't know.
It was strange, but he is right. Like, it's a whole lot of nothing, but it is right. You can't ride the waves. Like, as polarizing as we are here in sports media and the fans, like, if Jared Goff was like that, if that team was like that, anyone on the team, they'd have some serious problems. They got to stay calm. They got to channel the play that they had earlier in the season.
And I kind of want to make this statement a little bit too. And I typed this out a little bit in regards to kind of looking at great teams and like good teams and bad teams. And there's a difference between like right now like the Eagles and the Lions and the 49ers and then teams that are fighting for these wild card spots. To me, it's like some of these good teams like the Detroit Lions right now, the last 2 years, they have built a culture, they have built the foundation, they have built a meaning of what they're about. So when you do have these losses like this, you can get out of, like, not even just these losses, these slumps. When you're like the 49ers, 3-game losing streak, Eagles right now, they've lost, I think, 2 of their last 3. The Detroit Lions lost 2 of their last 3, and it feels ugly. If you're a good football team, as these guys are, like Jared Goff did, and I know, Broder, it sounded like this is like, he's just talking, nothing's really coming out. But the thing is, that's what you want out of him.
Yeah.
Because he's like just like that after wins, and every single player is like that after wins. And if you've watched Dan Campbell's press conference yesterday, if you listened to Alex Anzalone after the game, Aiden Hutchinson after the game, Jared Goff here, these guys are pissed off. And it is very evident that these guys are mad, and that's the difference between these guys and a team like the Chicago Bears, is these guys lose, and they know they should be great. They've built the foundation. They know what the expectations are. They know, like, hey, we do need to bounce back. We've had a 4-game bad stretch here. What do we do to get out of it? A bad team will continue. They'll be scratching and clawing to try and get out of a slump, and they don't know how to do it. A team like this on a 3-game slump, they know how to get out of it, and they've done it. They started 1-6 last year. These same exact dudes, and they got out of it. So this slump thing, and when I did a little crosstalk on the heavies, and we spoke about this. It's that, like, these slumps, like, these guys are really mad, and you could tell, like, they're gonna go into Saturday really pissed off about everything that's happening. And I feel like there's like a turning point in the season. I feel like I've said this a couple times this year. Right now it seems like it's either now or never. And these guys seem mad enough to where, like, Anzalone's like, no, we need to do it now. You guys will hear Anzalone actually when we do come back. So let's do that. When we come back, we'll do Anzalone, talk about this defense a little bit. I have a couple pictures about Aiden Hutchinson. Maybe Hutch needs to step up a little.
Pictures.
Maybe he does.
Hey.
And Flannel, I know you're in the chat and you said it earlier. I'm not turning into a Hutch hater. I've been watching a lot more film the last couple weeks, so I've been breaking some things down and learning a little bit. Broder, tell us about Feldman.
Since 1996, Feldman Automotive has been providing a fast, convenient, and first-class car buying experience called the Feldman Advantage. They have 18 locations, so there's got to be a dealership in your backyard. Visit feldmanauto.com to find the location nearest you. And check out Woodward Sports there. Their Novi dealership every other Monday. Feldman Chevrolet, Detroit's #1 Chevy dealer. Boone?
And let me tell you about a great defense, because that's what we're talking about when we come out. Customized solutions from real experts. Guardian Alarm, they have professional technicians that take the time to recommend security and automation solutions that are specific to your needs. 24/7 professional monitoring. Give them a call anytime, day or night, and know that a Guardian Alarm team member will stay on the phone as long as needed. That is technology backed by people, where your safety and security deserves technology that's been proven to work and people who have been proven to care. Make sure that number for a great defense, call the number above me. That is 1-800 Stay out. Stay out.
Since the dawn of moving people, Chevrolet has led the way. The world of transportation is changing. At Feldman Chevrolet, we are leading the charge forward. With every electric vehicle, every mile traveled, one Feldman at a time. The company that puts more Chevys on Michigan roads is now the #1 name for Chevy electric vehicles.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy?
It's Planet Fitness!
Join today for just $1 down, $10 a month. With over 2,400 locations and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. And with free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime. Deal ends Wednesday, September 13th.
Join now at any Metro Detroit location. Hurry, offer ends soon.
Burgers and chicken sandwiches are taking over at Big Boy. Try our new pretzel bacon cheeseburger. Turn up the heat with Bob's Hot Chicken Sandwich. Upgrade those regular fries with our chili cheese fries or loaded baked potato fries. Hit your sweet tooth with funnel cake fries or Reese's chocolate peanut butter thunder cake. Load up on all your favorites today at Big Boy.
For over 60 years, Fairway Packing Company has been providing Michigan's finest restaurants, hotels, and casinos with prime beef, dry-aged beef, Wagyu beef, all the beef you could ever ask for. You check it out for yourself. Check out the Fairway difference for yourself at their Grosse Pointe Woods Steak Shop. They got grab-and-go steaks, or you can order online at fairwaypacking.com.
All right, welcome back to Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder on the Woodward Sports Network. Appreciate you guys tuning in. If you guys are on the YouTube channel, make sure you guys hit that like button here. Every time I go into this, I have to refresh it. We're at 63. Let's get to 75 here before the second hour
At least 69.
of the show. Let's do
or
it.
96 like Jake Wallman.
Shout out. All right, let's get into some defense here. Some Detroit Lions defense. I did talk about Alex Anzalone, a couple clips from that.
I like him.
And I do have a couple things for Hutch here, Broder, because Hutch I think that was probably his worst game. You could almost say he's a Lion.
I don't know, there was good
Even
and
though he
bad.
had a sack, but there was
I love that sack.
He gave up 2 touchdowns, though.
Yeah, those were mental errors that are unlike him.
Yeah, when you lose by 2 possessions, your DN giving up 2 touchdowns is a little bit of a and he knows it, and he was pretty hurt about it after.
Unfortunately,
the game.
we can be pretty confident that's not going to happen again.
No, I mean he's played how many games already in the NFL, and that was the first time that's happened.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about this Alex Anzalone thing because he came back. It was kind of a positive in kind of what's going on with this defense because we've seen them be top 5, brother. You've seen them kind of fall into the top 10, and now they're.
Let's be real, they weren't a top 5 team, but they were playing.
They were playing at that level.
Yeah, for the first couple of games.
And they
of the
showed
season.
that they could do it. And that's where I'm at.
Fair.
To where if you show me you can do something like us on the show here, Broder, if you show me you can do something, I'm gonna go back to you to do it again. And then maybe you struggle doing it again, but hey, I'm gonna come back in a couple months and say like I know you can.
Hopefully this draft goes well tonight.
Yeah, I know you can be at this level here. And sometimes if someone falls here, like it's the same expectations for me. If I'm up here on a high level, sometimes you guys see this, you guys should expect this out of me all the time. But when I fall down here, it's like, what are you doing, Booner? You should be. And that's what this defense right now. It's like
fair.
we saw
like
you
that.
up here. We saw you up here for 4 or 5 weeks, and now you're all the way down here. And Alex Anzalone did talk about kind of getting back to where they kind of were before, and it was interesting to see. I like listening to Anzo talk a little bit about some of this stuff because
He'll give you a little something.
yeah, and he's a little locked in. Like he's going to tell you the truth and tell you how it is. And he said it in a press conference too before that he holds himself to a high standard. So this is Anzo kind of talking about this whole defense as a whole getting back to where they were before.
I probably wouldn't say all of that. I wouldn't say we completely lost confidence and swagger. I think it's still there. We definitely got settled in that game at times during that game and just weren't able to capitalize in late game situations. And so I wouldn't say all that, but just fly around, have fun doing it. I think that's one thing we definitely have to improve on. Just getting back to playing fast and playing free and not being afraid to mess up or worry about outside noise or even what the coaches think. Just play for each other, play fast, play free, and fly around. And that's really when plays happen. That's when, the good defenses perform.
That's the key right there at the end to me. If you got something else to say, feel free. But it's the playing fast and playing free. At the beginning of the season, it felt like they were vicious. It felt like they were out, even when they weren't playing their best. The population to the ball, they were flying around the field. Whether it was Brian Branch, C.J. Gardner-Johnson at the beginning of the season, or even later on, Derek Barnes had a couple good games there. Playing fast and free means you're not thinking as much. You're letting your instincts take over. I don't know if it's a coaching thing. They've tried to make adjustments, and now there's too much on their plate or too much in their head, but they're not. When he said that, I thought back, and it's like, you're right. They really haven't been playing very fast or free in the last couple games on defense. They've had spurts where they played good, but not playing very aggressive.
But what he said there, they need to get back to where they were. Like, they know it. Now they know it. And there's been issues for sure for the last 4 or 5, 6, 7 weeks with this defense since the Baltimore game. And I think this is the thing, is that they're motivated as ever to get back to where they were before.
Definitely.
And the next video I have, and this is the last one I have of the press conferences, because I wasn't going to play it right now, but I just said the key word, is that they are motivated as ever. And just like I said a little bit about some of these players in these conferences and Dan Campbell, is these guys are mad. And you can, that's the feeling I've gotten since this game. since the Bears game, that these guys are actually really, really mad about what happened and what's been going on the last few weeks because they know they're better than what we've seen. And fans out there, like if you guys are in the chat, I'll pull the chat up in a second here. But if people are out there still kind of going, oh, this team sucks, this person sucks, this sucks. Like I get, like I have some sympathy because I do get like you had such a good football team and now you've lost 2 of your last 3. But at the end of the day, it's like go watch some of these. If you haven't watched these videos, I encourage you to go watch some press conferences because these dudes are ready to turn this thing around and they're ready to get back to where they were. So here's Anzalone talking about how this defense is motivated as ever to get back on track for this team as a whole.
I mean, it's just a credit to the guys we have in our locker room. I think that, everyone's probably intrinsically motivated more than ever. And, it's kind of just who we are and what we do. And, we're going to be all right. We're going to get this thing done right. And we're going to I really believe that. And I think that we're going to get this thing going the way we really want it to, and just a matter of when. It really starts Saturday.
All right, you guys had it there, and they're that motivated to do it, Broder. And I know we could like the whole thing where it's like, oh, they're just selling you. They're saying what they have to say. Like they're trained in media, this and that. We've been around this team for the last 2 years. I've been doing this for a little while now. You've been in the team all season long. These guys don't beat around the bush when it comes to this stuff. I don't feel that, especially with Dan Campbell as the leadership. It's like he said it on after the game Sunday. Like I'm gonna start holding guys accountable. I'm gonna start yelling at guys if I have to. I'm gonna start going at people who aren't kind of living up to the hype that we're supposed to be. Another goal.
Goal!
Who is it? Most Cider?
Tied at 3-3. Red Wings 3, St. Louis Blues 3. Number 53 with the goal. Who was that?
Cider.
Oh, baby.
Cider, baby.
Let's go.
There we go. Sorry to interrupt you, Booner.
No,
There we
you're
go.
good.
3-3.
That's it. And that's kind of I wanted to lead to you is that you've been in the building, and I just don't see like Dan. Like he was Sunday night. He came out and he was like, I'm gonna start holding people accountable. Guys are gonna start like I can't remember the word he used because I'm not great with words, and it was a big word. But he just used a
I'm
word.
on a talk show, but I'm not great with words.
I'm not. I mean, I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to lie to people. But he basically just said, I'm going to start yelling. I'm going to start raising my voice. I'm going to start getting stern with some people. And we're going to start locking in. It's just like when he, instead of firing people, because he has fired people in the past, we're going to start holding more people accountable here. And I'll get that feeling from all these guys.
Yeah, and they totally feel it now. And Anzalone was the most I think you could get out of the press conferences today. You feel the defense realizing they need to step it up, not because they're playing poorly, that's part of it, but also because they see if the offense doesn't have a good game, if they don't have a perfect game, that defense needs to step up even more. And like we've talked about the last couple days, they have actually stepped up in a lot of situations. It just hasn't been put together as a whole game. The offense has been putting them in some pretty vulnerable spots. They've stepped up to the plate for the most part, but to win in the playoffs, to win against the best teams in the NFL, they got to play better. So does the offense, and so does the special teams.
I think the biggest thing that's going to go forward here, and this is where I'm going to get into Hutch, Broder. I went back and watched some film. I just watched. I watched the full game again today, but I went to the first half and I just started breaking some things down. The one thing that stood out to me is the first 2 possessions. Aiden Hutchinson. The Bears scored and went up 10-0 to start the first 2 possessions. Aiden Hutchinson both times on 3rd down had a chance to get to Justin Fields. And this is where I start to turn a little bit. You've been on the thing, I think, with me a little bit to where there has been all these pressures. And he has been producing a ton. He has been getting the job done. But as you go back and watch this game film, that he gave up those 2 touchdowns in the second half, and then you look at the first 2 possessions where he gave like the 10-0, you can look at those 3rd downs on both of those possessions that would have ended each drive. And Aiden Hutchinson is getting to the ball. He's getting pressure on Justin Fields. But at some point, Broder, this man has to go out there and be a Nick Bosa. He has to go out there and be a Myles Garrett. He has to go out there and be a dude, and he has to finish.
Yeah.
Because I got the pictures of it, and Jalen, you could throw either one up.
Which one you want first?
Whatever one you want. Because these are both just the first 2 possessions on 3rd down.
This play was wild.
Justin Fields right after this ran for like 40 yards after he slipped. And look at where Aiden Hutchinson, and I get there's a blocker on him. But this is like the thing. It is safety. Yes, Freddie. Like, this is where TJ Watt gets the tackle. This is where some of these dudes around the league.
Max Crosby,
Khalil Mack. These guys get these tackles. They don't miss these plays. Aiden Hutchinson, look at that. Look, I almost would have probably grabbed Justin Fields there. Look at the path there. And then right after that, he slips out, and guess what? Hutch comes behind him, and instead of pursuing him, he dives, grabs his ankles at the 5-yard line, and misses the tackle for a second time. This is, to me, the difference of this defense right now, of your best player being elite and great. You need a guy that needs to be elite. Whoever was on E&E today, I can't remember who it was, he even mentioned it, that this defense right now, what was it, Freddie? Michael Hare?
Was it?
I think it was. Michael Hare. That sound. Yep. And he mentioned the same exact thing. Was he said you picked a guy at number 2, and he hasn't been that elite piece. And that's what this defense is missing, is a guy who changes the game. And Hutch, I still think he can be that guy.
Yeah.
He's a great player. But things like that, when other guys around the league that are Defensive Player of the Year candidates are making those plays, that right there that possession turned into a field goal on the other end when you could have taken away and stayed 7-0. Jalen, do you want to throw up the other one there? Because this is the one on the first possession.
It's embarrassing, but I'll do it.
It's rough. Right there. Do you guys see number 58 right there? Aiden Hutchinson has a wide open path to Justin Fields right there. Guess what happens? Justin Fields slips out of it, runs down the field, makes a play, they go score a touchdown. And yeah, maybe you could say, you can make an argument, maybe he's getting held, I don't know. But if you're that close to the quarterback and you're going to sit there and flop and try and get a holding call, just go get the guy. Go get the quarterback. Are you elite or are you great? Do you want to be a playmaker? Do you want to be a TJ Watt? Or do you want to just be an average guy in this league? That's the difference. I watched the first 2 possessions and found that. I didn't even go and clip out the rest of the game from him.
You wouldn't have seen a very good second half, but you see a good
Because the second half, he gives up 2 touchdowns.
You see a good rest of the first quarter and second quarter. So in fact, an animal in the second quarter.
Now you see why I say this might be his worst game he's ever played. Even with the sack in there, that, yes, I get it. He had a sack. Like, he made an effect on the play. But when you really break this game down, Khalil Mack goes out there and will get 3 sacks in a game if he has the opportunity.
So did Aiden last year.
Okay, yeah, but
Hutch average.
Why didn't he do it today?
His Hutch average.
Why didn't he do it Sunday, though?
He had a bad game, you just said.
He did, and that's the thing, is he needs to get no, he's not average, by the way. He's not, no. And Sam, he's not average. I'm not saying that. Like, the pressures and stuff makes him great and puts him up to that level. But he's never, to me right now, until you make those, you change those plays into sacks, into where you can go turn those.
You're not elite, 100%.
You're not on that elite level.
I'm not arguing with you.
And that's where we need, like, I thought Hutch was going to make that step this year. We pulled out all those year to 1 to year 2 jumps.
You don't believe in sophomore slumps.
I guess this is, I don't know, but that, he can be so good. And I wish he was sitting in here so I could tell him, like, dude, you could be great.
He will be.
He will be. The DJ Moore touchdown, if you watch that, he had a path to DJ Moore, and someone hit him on the shoulder, and he flopped for a hold, and he could have got him at the 5-yard line. Like, it's just things like that to where it's like, at some point, and I get it, at some point you got to turn the switch and say, I don't care about holds, I don't care about flops, I don't care about this, I don't care about that. You just go straight, put your head down and just pursue. Be mean. Go spend a summer with The Rock and learn how to get a little grit and a little edge to you. That's what I want to see from this man.
What was he doing on 4th and 13?
That was just a complete lapse.
That was unacceptable as well.
Yeah. Like, real talk though, like, I don't even know how the hell you do that. Like, if anyone does it, it shouldn't be him. I just don't know how you bite on that. Like, I just don't get that.
Is there people in the chat that saying what I'm saying is crazy after I just gave examples?
It's not crazy.
I love Aiden Hutchinson. He's a great football player.
I think it's confusing the tone. Like, it sounds like you're dissing him.
Because I just want to hold someone accountable.
No, it sounds like you're dissing him, but you're just saying he's great. But he needs to be elite, and this is what he's doing.
He
to
does
not
need
be
more
elite.
holding calls. Yes.
Yeah,
Thank you.
like you're, but it sounds, and this is where I think at least I was a little confused at the beginning, just with the tone of it. It's like it sounded like Aiden Hutchinson sucks.
And Flannel, this is where I feel like Flannel. You know what I feel like is happening right now? I think you're trying to take all the Jamison Williams and stuff, and you're trying to throw it at me, so you get the pressure off you. Listen, I never said this comment here. Booner, is Aiden Hutchinson the biggest problem on this defense? No, zero chance. Aiden Hutchinson is still the best player on this defense.
He's the
but he
least
could
problem.
still be elite, and it makes me, because I like Aiden Hutchinson. I think he can be that much greater than he is. Flannel, you said he was going to get 15 sacks. I said he was going to get 15 sacks. He should be up there. If he would make these plays, he would be at 15 with all these other guys. That's all it is. And I'm not going at him just for this defense. I just expect more out of him, and I think he can be there. That's all it is. This is not me hating. This is not me going, I know, I'm sorry, I'm yelling, I'm passionate.
No, you're fine.
It's just because I watched the film, and I'm like, dude, Hutch, you could have had 3 sacks.
Everything doesn't need to be a freaking argument where one person's right or one person's wrong.
He's critiquing the team, which
Yeah,
he should be
that's
able
all.
to.
Yeah.
This is this whole bullshit about one person has to be right or wrong. We're both right.
Before we go to break, too, I do want to, what Jalen
Deal.
said, that play.
The convo with J-Mo and Jeff and Sam, they were both right this morning.
And
Like, it was 30 minutes of them arguing about this same thing.
He's never getting the holding calls. Like he's a
Yeah,
he
it's just
has
gotta
to
accept it.
He has to figure out how to beat that.
Just
Flannel-
like Cade Cunningham has
I
to
am
figure out how to
allowed
get the
to-
calls.
I
He'll get them
am-
eventually.
I'm allowed to cheer for Aiden Hutchinson as much as I want. You cannot gatekeep him. I'm not saying he's a bust. I'm not saying he's bad. That man is still the best defensive player on this team. I'm not saying anything like you say about JMO. Zero. Nothing. I did not say anything bad about Aiden Hutchinson. I just took a couple plays and said, this is how you become elite. That's
Yep.
all it is.
Booner, I think you're just kind of defying that he needs to be a blue chip type, top of the line guy for
Thank
this
you.
defense to be where he needs to be.
I see what Flannel's doing, though.
Is Amon-Ra
Respect.
St. Brown a blue chip, a top talent?
Yeah, I'd say.
Didn't
Did
we
he
all-
have his worst? Time out. Did he have his worst game of the season?
Yes.
Yeah.
Last 2 games.
100%.
It fucking happens. The key is to not let it happen multiple times in a row.
Flannel's
No
just
doubt.
trying to turn everything on me so the JMO gets off
Sam.
him. I love you, Flannel.
To
All
break,
right,
boys.
let me tell you guys, and real quick too, Hutch on that offsides penalty, he dropped back in coverage. What are you doing, jumping off sides and then dropping back in coverage?
Trying to be the
His
hero.
head wasn't in the
If you
game.
had to drop back in coverage, why are you? I don't know. It's crazy.
His head wasn't in the game.
All right, Planet Fitness, it is the home of the judgment-free zone where anyone, and I mean anyone, can feel comfortable. Even you, Flannel, I love you. You can feel comfortable and go work on your fitness goals. Over at Planet Fitness, you will experience squeaky clean gyms that has tons of equipment, full body workout in just 30 minutes, and all memberships include fitness training. Get all of that for just $10 a month, no commitment. No matter where you are, there's a Planet Fitness close by. There are more than 50 in the Metro Detroit area and thousands throughout the world. Check it out where your fitness is essential.
Calling all landscapers. This is Darren McCarty. I'm at Outdoor Equipment Co. How would you like to landscape like a legend? How about a bad boy zero turn? And even a chainsaw. And even a weed whipper. Whether you landscape for your job or landscape for fun, get all your equipment from Outdoor Equip Co., the official equipment provider of Woodward Sports. Michigan grown, family owned. OutdoorEquipCo.com.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and WoodwardSports.com. Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
when it comes to your pet, don't settle. Give your pet the best, and that means heading to Premier Pet Supply. They're hands down Michigan's best pet store. Family owned and operated for over 30 years. They got 13 Metro Detroit locations, over 60 brands of food, the lowest prices, and curbside home delivery. Premier Pet Supply. Give your pet the best. www.premierpetsupply.com.
All right, welcome back to Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder on the Woodward Sports Network. If you're on our YouTube, if you guys could please hit that like button for us. We are at 72. Let's get up to 100 here before the next segment. This is going to be we're going to do one more NFL segment here, and then for the next two segments, we're going to get into our draft. We're doing a college football draft today. We have Freddie Felt 313 in the studio here to pick 4 of the people. So all 155 of you guys in right now, you guys are going to have a say in a team in the draft. So we're going to be doing a college football draft. Make sure you guys stick around for that, and then we'll get back into some Lions stuff. I do want to read this comment real quick because I didn't get to read it. It might get me going again. I don't know. But Sam said, Booner, the season isn't over yet. 2, Hutch impacts winning both when he gets sacked and when he's getting pressures, hits, I just don't get the urge to go at Hutch. This isn't really me going at Hutch in a negative sense at all. That's the thing I think, Flannel, and I love you. This isn't me going at him in a negative sense. I still get, like last week, I talked about the pressures. I talked about the tackles for a loss. I've talked about who Hutch has been. It's just, to me, he is still at 6.5 sacks, and I think you and I could look each other in our eyes and say we both made statements that he's going to get to 15, and he is not even halfway to that yet. And that is the issue, because sacks do make more of a difference than pressures and tackles for a loss, in my opinion. And especially when you have 2 on third down that you miss, and they go score 10 points. That's just, and it wasn't me trying to be like Hutch is bad. Like, that's far from it. All right, let's do our NFL power rankings.
Send it.
Glad we got that out of the way. Sorry, guys.
Right now.
I'll get going. Here are mine. The Booner, week 15, I believe, NFL power rankings. Fun fact, 7 out of my 10 teams in that power rankings last week all lost. So I did not have much movement at all, if I'm just being completely honest. I did move in. We'll start with number 10 there. I did move the Buffalo Bills in there for number 10, Broder. Is that a homer pick of me, or?
No, I have them higher.
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Okay, that's perfect then. At number 9, I had the Browns. Because last week, I don't think I actually had the Bills in my top 10 last week. I had them outside. I also moved the Browns in. The Browns weren't even in mine last week as well, so I moved them in. The Colts and the Texans both fell out. I moved the Jaguars back from that loss. I know Trevor Lawrence, the injuries, all of that. I did move them back for losing as well. The Chiefs obviously lost the game to the Bills. So that's the situation where I get in, is the Bills just beat the Chiefs. So I have them at 7-10. That's the problem that I'm kind of in right now. So I still think the Chiefs 8-5 are better than the 7-6 Bills. I don't know, brother. I'm in a predicament. I just realized I did that.
No, that's you mean putting the Chiefs ahead of the Bills?
Yeah.
That's fine. I mean, I know
that.
they just beat them, but this is a power ranking. You can factor in the entire season, the fact that they got Patrick Mahomes. I have. Okay, so I'm a little different than you, okay. I had this in one of my rough drafts, and it's fine.
Okay, and I have the Detroit Lions at 6. Some people might be like, "Oh, why Booner?" I didn't move. I had them at 6 last week. I know they lost a lot. Like I said, 7 out of the 10 teams in the top 10 losses last week.
So did Miami.
So did Miami. So did the Chiefs. So did the Jaguars. So a lot of the Eagles. A lot of these teams lost. I just kept the Lions at 6. I felt like that was a good spot for them just to stay there. They beat the Chiefs. They're obviously, I think if they played the Chiefs tomorrow, they probably have a chance to win that game. So I do put them there. Dolphins. That loss yesterday was brutal to the Titans. That was brutal. So I'm going to keep the Dolphins there at number 5. Didn't move them at all as well. Although I moved them back 1, actually. This is the big move I'm going to make. I moved the Cowboys all the way up from number 5 to number 2, and I dropped the Philadelphia Eagles down to 4 behind the Ravens. This Cowboys football team right now, Broder, they are rolling.
You can't deny it.
They're so good right now.
Can't deny it.
I'm starting to get scared. There's a point, though, to where it's like they can't do this forever, to where the Detroit Lions play in Week 17 and might catch them slipping a little bit.
Yeah. What I like, you're just outside. I have the Bengals just outside too. I had to think really long and hard about them.
The Broncos,
Jake Browning. Yeah, Broncos. Actually, you'll see where I have them in a minute. But the Bengals, I had written off. Joe Burrow went down. I had written off. Seeing what I've seen out of Jake Browning these last 2 weeks.
I like it.
I still don't necessarily believe in their defense, but hey, there's some Browning magic. What can Brown do for you?
Yeah, I don't know. That's why I had him on the outside sitting there.
Let me show you mine.
See
Just you
yours
throw
top
mine
10.
up. I'll do mine real quick.
It's time.
It's
Hold
time,
on,
like
it's
Mehmet
time.
Okur. You guys remember Mehmet? There we go. Our top 4 are the same. So we'll start there. I moved the Dallas Cowboys up up 1 spot, actually. I had them at 4. They beat the Seahawks last week. Now they just beat the Eagles. I moved them up, moved the Eagles down to 4. Do we have the same Dolphins in line? Did you have Dolphins 5, Lions 6? Yeah, you did. I had the Dolphins 6 last week and the Lions 5. This was maybe the hardest part. Both losses were horrible. I factor the Chicago Bears loss as a worse loss. They played worse in that game than the Dolphins did against the Titans. And it could go either way. I could care less at 5 or 6, but I'm putting them a little bit behind. Cleveland Browns, I bumped up there to 7. That's from off my list. They were in my just missed the cut list last week, up to 7. Flacco looked kind of legit. That defense, although it's been struggling, these last 5, 6 you could flip flop them all because these are all they're right there. Buffalo Bills, I move up into the top 8. They look good. I mean, they got the players. This could be faking me out again, but the Bills look good.
Even the just missed the cut teams, you can mix and match those. I think.
Yeah,
but the Jags could be in there.
I think on my first draft, I had the Rams in there. I think I had the Jaguars at 8. I'm just like, even with Trevor Lawrence, I think I'm over the Jaguars. They got all the pieces. I don't get it, but I just think they're a bit fraudulent. So there's
we have a similar 1 through 6. The only thing I would say, this is like very, very slim picking here. 2 and 3, I would just flop. That's just me. I just think right now the Cowboys.
I can appreciate that.
I think the way the Cowboys have been playing, they just deserve like some respect to be at 1 and 2.
I wouldn't judge you for doing that.
Yeah, I just think like the 2 hottest teams in football, 49ers obviously, and then those Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah,
tough team to beat.
What I think of the Ravens is that week 7 against the Lions. Like I see what they can be. They snuck one out against the Rams, who I think are pretty good.
Yeah.
There it is.
Love it. All right, let's go to break. When we come back, we're going to do this draft here. We're going to take a couple segments, do this draft. Make sure you guys don't go anywhere because you guys are going to be involved in this draft. Freddie Felt 313. You guys see him in the chat every day in all the shows. He is actually in studio to help pick your guys' team today for the college football thing. Real quick, I'm going to tell you guys, though, about Detroit Lions pregame show, Woodward Sports Lions pregame show. Make sure you guys tune in. Little time change here for this. It is going to be on Saturday from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. with Jeff Ifrady, Tom Mazaway on the desk, and I will be sitting in the Maz chair. You guys do not want to miss it before this Broncos game. Make sure you guys tune in Saturday at 5:30 for the pregame show. And then you guys can head over to Hamlin Pub. I know Freddie was over at Hamlin Pub the other day. I was there last week. Beautiful spot. If you guys want a place to be a regular at, Hamlin Pub is the place. They have 7 locations, and you can experience where everyone is a regular. They have half-off pizza on Thursdays, game day specials available during all Michigan sports events and NFL games. It is the place to be. Make sure to visit a location today and experience your new favorite pub for all things sports. Broder.
Let me tell you, born in a cold winter basement in Detroit, 3 buddies wanting more out of rock, paper, scissors, dug deep, and struck gold with Jack Labrador. They got 2 new symbols and a 3-point play. Once you go Jack, you'll never go back. 1 deck of cards, 3 new games of nonstop action. It's perfect no-brainer stocking stuffer for all ages. Scan the QR code above or go to jacklabrador.com to get your deck today.
How would you like to win not 1, but 2 vehicles of your choice? One for you and one for your wife, your girlfriend, or your best bud. Get to Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut and automatically enter for your chance to win. Courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. Lady Jane's, open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
We've just received word. The world's cannabis supply has vanished. The public is outraged and has taken to the streets in response to this tragedy. The individual responsible acted alone, and we can only hope they will make things right soon.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles, and with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Oh, Swiss, hey, we're here. Do you have football on the brain? Well, fall ushers in college and professional football, and this fall is awesome. It's also the winter. Swiss Insurance is a great time for Woodward Sports. They cover us, so you can buy Swiss Insurance for yourself, too. Ask for Market Swiss Insurance today at swissins.com or call 248-800-4177.
All right, we are back. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. Appreciate you guys all tuning in with us. If you guys haven't yet, if you're watching on the YouTube, hit that like button for us. Let's keep this thing rolling here. I don't know if we're at 100 yet. I'm going to refresh. I'm going to give you guys a number here that we're at. We're at 82, 18 away from 100. So if you guys can hit that like button for us. We're going to get into this, though. We've got our college football draft. We're going to make sure this goes as smoothly as possible. We've got a full room here, and we are going to let you guys pick as well. I'm going to explain this just real quick what this draft is, and then we'll get started. So basically, just a college football playoffs draft. Michigan, Texas, Washington, and Alabama. All-time players. I will have my own team. Broder will have his own team. The Booth Boys will have a team. And then chat. You guys have a team. We've got Freddie Felt here in the studio to represent the chat, to help you guys pick. You get to pick and this can be any team. You can pick anyone you want. You need one quarterback at all time out of one of these schools. You need a running back, a wide receiver, an offensive line. You need a head coach to coach your team. You need a defensive player, and then you get a flex spot as well. So you get 7 picks. We're going to try and go through this within the next couple segments here. We won't rush, but we're going to try and get through this so we can make it as fun as possible for you guys and try to still make sure we're running the show here and keeping things rolling.
We're going to make our picks quick, and we're going to let you and Freddie decide who you want, strategize. It's going to be fun. I'm going to put in a link into the chat. Feel free to do all your research. You can pick any player from Michigan, Alabama, Texas, or Washington. Any player, any era.
All time.
Whatever you want. I'm going to put, you can do your research, find out anybody. I'm going to put a list in the chat right now that has a general all-timers list. There's not many current players on it, but here's a little guide for you. And then, Jalen, while we do this, could you also put up that sample, that team chat sample team? So maybe give you a picture of what the final team might look like. It's in the chat there. So what we're going to do, and we're going to ask you, what pick do you want, the chat? Do you want the first overall pick, second overall pick, third, or fourth?
It looks like let's just end the poll.
I don't even know if it started.
Yeah, it is. It's at 48%, the one pick, the first overall.
Just so you guys know, if you pick number 4, you get to go 4th and 5th.
Don't
it's a
tell
snake
them the
draft.
secrets. Let them.
Show the example?
I have to explain the rules.
It's snake draft rules.
Should I show the example?
Please.
All right, one second.
This is a competition.
Let's go. Everybody welcome Freddie as well. Freddie,
hang on one sec.
Check.
One sec.
No,
we will welcome.
Test.
Check out this example here. So, however it goes, whatever player you pick, you can pick Tom Brady, Ricky Williams, Calvin Ridley, whatever you want. That's what your final team
now we see his big board
look like. All right, get this off. Let's say hi to Freddie. Freddie, welcome to the Planet Fitness studios here at Woodward Sports.
Hey,
say
what up, though, fellas? Appreciate you for the esteemed honor of representing an entire chat. So
everyone, give it up for Freddie Felt 313.
Hey, shout out Woodward Nights. I saw Just a Fan in there, Shane, Flint Town. Everybody's in there throwing picks in, so I'm gonna need your help on this. I appreciate you.
You thought Freddie was the perfect representative for you guys, so
let's go.
Did they already pick? Are they going with first overall pick for the chat?
They're first, yeah. There was like 50%.
All right, second choice. Booth Boys, what do you want to go? First, second, third, or fourth?
You go, Nick.
Shoot. I got a feeling where they're going to go with number 1.
What pick do you want? Second, third, or fourth overall?
You want to? We'll take 4.
That's smart. Booner, what do you want?
I'll take 3.
All right, I'm going second. So we got Team Chat going first, Team Broder going second, Team Booner going third, and the Team Booth Boys going 4th and 5th. I like that pick. That's what I was going to go with. Smart move, Nick. So, Freddie, feel free to talk with the chat. You guys put in the chat who you think should be your first overall pick. It could be any player, any spot on your roster, quarterback, wide receiver, running back, Is there a way to get that sample up again? Just to remind everybody.
Maybe.
There we go. So you guys take your pick. Who you want to fill it in with, whatever player.
I see a couple in here already.
Freddie, what are you thinking?
I've seen it flash across the screen a couple times, and I've had this pick in mind. I'm glad we landed at number 1. I'm going with a man you might be familiar with. Two-way, call him 3+ player.
Don't do it.
I'm going with the number 1 pick, Charles Woodson.
Don't do it.
Damn.
Let's
Starting
go. Go
hot with
blue.
the defense.
Bet.
I gotta make sure to write this stuff down.
Yeah, but are you writing the stuff
Yup.
down?
Yup.
You're next, though, right? You're number 2.
We are. As number 2, I'm going Vince Young, quarterback Vince Young.
That's nice.
Sorry, boys.
I like it.
Wow.
One sec. I'm gonna get my paper straight. So we got Charles Woodson.
Jalen, you got an eye on a couple names here?
I'm going to go number 1 here. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
You're making
I'm going to
your pick?
go maybe the greatest receiver on this list. Actually, he is the greatest receiver on this list. Booner's number 1 overall pick in the 2023 Woodward Nights draft. Give me Braylon Edwards.
Braylon!
Give me Braylon Edwards.
Wow.
I want Braylon on my team, man.
Also, by
One of
the way,
best ever.
I can't remember when you introduced it. Did you share with the chat that these are college stats, college careers?
Yes, college stats.
You remind me of Braylon because sometimes people forget Braylon's one of the best college wide receivers of all time, any school. So,
all right, who's up next?
Number 4, they got the Booth Boys with 2 in a row.
Yes, sir. Booth Boys. Jalen, is there anything you feel great about? I think we should do 1 and 1 here.
You want to go receiver first, man?
Yeah, I'll start this one off with the baddest MFer on this list in college, besides maybe Braylon, the other wide receiver star from Alabama, Julio Jones.
Julio.
Absolute dog, Julio Jones. I'm going with Jalen. Who you got for
So that's to round
Booth
out the
Boys?
first round. Now we're going into move around second.
Let's go. Yeah, second pick here.
Is that pick good for you, man? And I sent you.
What's up? I dig it. Yeah, I'm rocking with it.
All right, we're gonna
I feel like
go.
I'm in a
We're
war
gonna
room
go
right
with
now.
the player of the year. Number 9 out of Washington. We're gonna go Michael Penix Jr.
Wow.
At quarterback.
Absolute dog, Michael Penix.
Can't go wrong with it.
Wow.
I love it.
So your team, Julio Jones, Michael Penix Jr. Booner, you are up.
I'm up.
Having drafted
All right.
Braylon.
I'm going to go a flex spot here. I'm going to go my flex early.
Damn.
Give me one of the greatest to ever do it, Desmond Howard.
I dig it.
That's the one.
I was hoping he would slip.
Give me Desmond Howard, baby.
That was the one.
Think about that. Desmond Howard and Braylon Edwards on the same team. It's over. I don't know if anyone in this room can beat that.
I thought you were going to hit that Heisman pose on him. There you go. There you
I
go,
don't think
Booner.
anyone in the room is going to have a better duo than me. I genuinely don't think anyone is going to be able to beat Braylon and Desmond Howard.
Dude, Desmond going head-to-head with Woodson?
Desmond Howard. Give me
That's
Desmond.
impressive.
Ooh.
That is
It
impressive.
looks like the chat loves this one. Actually, I don't know. Yeah, I think they like it. Yeah, Richard said that's tough. That is tough.
Wow.
Woo!
Wow.
All right, who's up next? Broder, you're up.
I'm
Second
up.
pick.
I'm gonna go offensive line. I'm gonna take Jake Long out of Michigan.
Oh, Lapeer man.
Shout out
From where I'm
Lapeer.
from. Yeah,
Yes,
Lapeer.
sir. I went to that game. Dude, I saw East versus West.
Oh,
and Jake
great.
looked like he was 32 years old with like 16-year-olds
He was so
lined
good.
up.
He was so
Crazy,
good.
dude.
So here it is. It's to the chat. Freddie, if you have someone in mind, this time see how the chat's feeling. If you got a couple options, you can talk in front of us, whatever you're feeling like. I know we're opening the curtain a little bit, but feel free to talk out. We got. I put the link in the chat again, but we still got some great wide receivers from Michigan, Alabama. There's a really good Texas wide receiver. You guys got Charles Woodson to start.
Yes, sir.
So you probably want to go offense.
We're going offense, yeah. I've seen some recommendations. A lot
Austin
of people.
LeBeau. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. I was going to say people going for quarterback.
There's
Tua.
And
yeah, I've seen that one. Oh man.
There's Tua. There's J.J. McCarthy, Denard, Bryce Young, Jalen Hurts, Joe Namath.
I think the pick is in.
What do you guys think?
With our second round pick, we are going with. Some may say Reggie Bush. Some may throw other names out. He's not in the college football playoff. Sorry, Caleb Williams. Paint your nails, whatever color or whatever. We're going with the GOAT running back, Ricky Williams, out of Texas.
He was on my list. Wow, that was the next running back I had.
Good. He was so good.
I'm legit in a war room right now.
I know,
have
right?
Papers everywhere. I don't know what to do.
Hey,
with
call me
myself.
Freddie Holmes. Just from now on, just call me Freddie Holmes.
P.S. By the way, guys, while we're going through this in the chat, this is our trial draft, so we're figuring out what works. Please give us feedback after this. If there's a better way, you got ideas, let us know. We're just gonna make this happen right now.
Broder, you're
first
up.
pick. No, I'm not. First pick of the
first pick,
third
back to
round.
back, yep.
Number 9. It's the chat again. You guys have Ricky Williams and Charles Woodson. Not too bad. Let's see in here. Shane D says Bryce. Shane D also says Tua. Those are options. You got running back and defender. Who else we got? Michael Penix is already taken. I'm not a big... Oh, Mark Brunell, former our current Lion coach. There's running backs. Derek Henry. Oh, you already got a running back. There's a flex spot.
So we got another pickup. Man.
What do you think?
Well, I'm looking at the list here. I have some people in mind. I want to give the chat some love, too.
Yeah,
And
make sure you're... We're seeing... Julio's already taken ETN.
You know what? The pick is in. I'm going with the chat because I'm representing the chat. I'm all about you guys. With our third pick, we need somebody slinging the ball, slinging the rock. He had a rough night last night, but it's not about the pros. We're talking about college career. Give me Tua slinging that thing at quarterback, and we got Bama represented on our team now.
That's a good pick.
I'm not saying roll Tide. Go blue.
So you got Charles Woodson, Ricky Williams, and Tua?
Yeah, good luck, everybody.
Well,
good luck playing us.
One of the best throws ever in college football history. Tua Tagovailoa.
Who's next to
Julio? Tua in that game.
Oh, yeah. I'm next. God, there's some good
This is
ones.
making me nervous.
I know.
Stressful.
I can be a GM.
All right. I'm going wide receiver. I haven't taken one yet, right? Nope. Wide receiver out of the University of Texas. Mr. Roy Williams. You guys forget how good Roy Williams was in high school. Like college.
Called out.
Bro, he was so good.
I like that, man. That's nice.
Roy Williams. So now it's to Booner.
It is. I'm gonna go with an Alabama player here, and I'm gonna go running back. One of the greatest college football seasons I think I've ever seen. I'm gonna go Mark Ingram.
Oh, yes.
Flint legend. I used to play summer basketball leagues at Flint Southwestern, where Mark Ingram went to school. He is one of the greatest running backs in college football that I've ever seen. That year he had to win the Heisman. One of the best. So I'm going Mark.
Nick. Do it. Let's go. Nick. Let's go. One of the Booth Boys picks, and we'll go to break.
I'll do this.
Jalen, lead us off, bro. He fell.
All right. We're going with the king. The one and only Derrick Henry, man.
Yeah, that's
Hit
a
him
big
with a
pick.
stiff
You
arm.
can't tackle him. I can't tackle him. Put him against Poseidon and Zeus, and they still can't tackle him.
Derrick, I was hoping he was going to come back around for one more.
All right, I love it. Let's hit break. When we come back, we'll finish the draft up here. I think everyone has 3 picks so far, right?
Yep, 3 picks.
We're halfway.
28 touchdowns,
We're
2,300
about halfway.
yards in his junior year.
We're about halfway through.
Spit those stats.
All right, Broder, tell us about Dispo.
Yes, Dispo. Experience the Dispo difference this Christmas season. Dispo's giving away a TV as well as $200 gift cards per week at participating locations. Nobody does it like the Dispo family. Unwrap the joy of the dispensary every week. Join them in celebrating the holidays so you can see store for more details. Dispo Dispensary, disposhops.com, your local cannabis plug.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, 2 of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder.
Gabby is a college student struggling to study for her big exam. Then she discovered Syntron, a healthy way for her to stay awake and focus. Jennifer frequently has chaotic days like this until she gets online, orders some Syntron, and finds her groove. April visited her local grocery store, purchased a case of Syntron, and entered to win the Syntron 100K Vegas giveaway. Pick up your case of Syntron today at any Meijer location or visit drinksyntron.com/Vegas and enter for the 100K Vegas giveaway.
Calling all landscapers. This is Darren McCarty. I'm at Outdoor Equipment Co. How would you like a landscape like a legend? How about a bad boy zero turn? And even a chainsaw. And even a weed whipper. Whether you landscape for your job or landscape for fun, get all your equipment from Outdoor Equip Co., the official equipment provider of Woodward Sports. Michigan grown, family owned. OutdoorEquipCo.com.
How would you like to win a 100K Vegas getaway? Take your friends and live it up in the city that never sleeps. It's the Cintron Energy. Drink it and live it. Purchase a 24-pack today and enter to win at drinkcintron.com/Vegas and buy Cintron at your local Meijer store. Cintron, the healthier energy drink with great taste so you can look good, feel great, and be the best version of yourself with Cintron. Enter now at drinkcintron.com/Vegas.
Whoa. All right, welcome back. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder on the Woodward Sports Network. If you guys are watching on YouTube, we appreciate all of you guys tuning in. Doing this draft here. Give us some feedback here if you guys like this. We'll keep doing some drafts. We'll maybe make it a little simpler here and we can kind of get into it. But if you guys haven't yet, hit that like button for us. Let's get up above 100 likes here on the stream. Helps push out the show. Let's get back into it here.
We'll review your team chat when it comes back down around to you. We got the booth right now, then Booner Broder, and then the chat. So we'll remind you your teams. This is one of the things we got to figure out.
Who's up?
Booth.
It is the booth.
First pick of the fourth round.
I will be leading this one off, and we just got his running back when he was absolute dogging it. And we're going with the best coach ever in college football history. We are going with Nick Saban and his 7 natties.
We got a Nick in the booth and a Nick on the side.
First coach.
Let's go, Jay. Let's go.
What was it?
I hope he is, but not
Crying
today.
his eyes out January 1st.
Nick Saban.
Go blue. Go blue. Crybaby Saban.
Even
Respect the pick, though. Respect the pick.
I hope he's crying too, Freddie.
Respect the pick.
Yeah, I think we all hope he's crying in this room.
You got Vince. Booner. This pick's to you, baby.
Yeah, I'm trying here to do this last thing here. I want to make sure here before I pick this player.
Hey,
All good, Booner.
Hey, Booner is scouting. Y'all have look. He is over there scouting.
Let Booner cook.
Booner, you got Braylon. You got Desmond.
I got a lot of Michigan guys. This is what I'm gonna do.
We got to
here.
spread the love out across the teams. You know?
Hey, Michigan, they're dogs though.
But
All
when you got so
dogs.
many, you know, like
This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go get a quarterback.
You won't.
I'm gonna go get a quarterback, and I'm gonna do another Texas quarterback. I know Vince Young, one of the best ever to ever do it, but there's another Texas quarterback. I don't think he won the Heisman, but if you go look at his numbers through 4 seasons, he was one of the best to do it in college football ever.
This could be underrated pick.
Colt McCoy.
Wow.
Give it to me.
You want a leader on your team, don't
Colt
you?
McCoy slinging it to Braylon Edwards, Desmond Howard, and giving it to Mark Ingram. What are we doing here?
Not too
I
shabby.
think I'm starting to get a legit football team over here, boys.
You might be. You might be.
All
not.
right, Broder, you're up.
This is tricky. I think I'm staying on the offensive end. And I'm gonna go more recent. I'm gonna go I have Vince Young. You know what I'm gonna put in the backfield with him? I'm gonna put Bijan Robinson. I'm gonna go Bijan Robinson.
Not
his
mad at
Texas
it.
career. We all know how good Bijan was last year, right?
Oof. Jahmyr Gibbs is a better pro player though.
Agreed.
Jahmyr Gibbs is a better back.
Agreed.
More versatile.
Agreed.
Shout out Jahmyr Gibbs.
So we're here to the chat. You got Charles Woodson. You got Ricky Williams. Tua Tagovailoa. And now this is for your 4th pick. Who you thinking? Who's on your mind right now? Let's see what the chat. What do you guys think? You got a defensive player. You got a quarterback. You got a running back, Ricky Williams. What are you going to do? There's wide receivers available. Defensive players.
The chat has spoken.
Have they? What'd they say?
Shout out Corey Berry. Man, I'm going with this pick, and this is a sexy pick right here. This pick wasn't on the list. Let me spit some facts before we pick this.
You preach, my brother.
Let it fly.
Let Freddie cook.
I like that.
This gentleman is the all-time sack leader in college.
I think he's gonna take what I was
52 sacks.
Oh, that's a nasty stat. I know.
I'm this old. Hey, I'm this old, everybody.
I know where you're
Sacks
going.
weren't considered an official stat when this guy played. I'm showing my age here. We got to represent for, I know the recency bias comes in. We got to represent for this guy. One of the greatest pass rushers ever Derek Thomas with my flex
I
pick.
had him. That was going to be. I was looking up defense here.
R.I.P.
Again, I'm not saying roll tide.
Hey, that's low key. That's a dog ass pick, bro.
And from Texas, right? Linebacker?
Bama. DT went to Bama, man. I forgot about that.
He's not on this list.
No.
Not on the list.
I had that trick up my sleeve here.
Broder, are you next?
No, we got Chad back to back.
Omaha.
So Chad,
back
what do
to
you wanna
back. Hey, my chat spoke, and I'm gonna listen. I didn't see this specifically. Again, this shows my age. And Broder, not to call you out.
Hey, no,
we're similar.
Semi-old.
We're both Michigan Wolverine fans. You attended the school. Everybody called me a Walmart Wolverine. Sue me, whatever. This dude stomped us twice and stomped out Iowa and was responsible. We need somebody on this squad. If we got Ricky Williams in the backfield, we gotta dig some holes for him so he can go yard. We also have Tua at QB. We have to protect Tua, so we got to go O-lineman here. This pick right here, O-lineman, it's never the sexy pick. We also need a Washington Husky represented. I'm talking about Hall of Fame lineman Lincoln Kennedy from UW.
I thought you were going Olin Kreutz. Lincoln Kennedy. That's a go. He's a little older. Like I was doing a little bit of research. I saw him. He's a little older. Or am I thinking of the wrong?
No, Rose Bowl. Washington went to 3 straight Rose Bowls, stomped out Michigan twice, beat Iowa. Epic run. And Michigan, it was number 2 versus number 4. They put up like 30, 40 points every single Rose Bowl with this guy in the trenches. So how can you not love that pick? So we got our protection.
That's a nice one.
We got our protection on the O-line now.
I love it.
Broder?
I love it.
Hit us with your pick.
This is harder than I thought. But I'm going to go. I'm also going to go on the defensive end. And I'm going to go Aiden Hutchinson.
God damn you.
Yeah, I'm going Aiden.
Damn it.
God damn you.
Dude, Flannel's rubbing baby oil on himself right now, wherever he is right now. Shout out Flannel.
Love it.
Love that pick, though.
Boona.
I'm going to go defense, too.
Do it.
I'm going to go Michigan. At the top of the list there. You guys see him all at the top of your list.
That's a good one.
I'm going to go a legend as well. I'm going to go Lamar Woodley. I'm going to throw Lamar Woodley. I'm going a lot of Michigan here. I do have Mark Ingram and Colt McCoy. But Lamar Woodley. I don't have a knowledge on some of these guys, so I don't want to pick. But I think I have a squad, to be honest.
I think so, too.
I've got a squad.
We're going to start picking up. We're going to start picking up the speed a little bit. But Booth Boys, back-to-back picks. What are you guys thinking?
Jay, anyone you feel great about? I texted you the one guy I was thinking.
Oh, yeah, we can run that one.
Yeah, we're going to go with the man, the beast in the middle. We're going to go defense here, and we're going to go Quinnen Williams.
Great call.
Ooh.
Absolute dog on the D-line
On my list.
in college and in the NFL. Let's go.
On my list.
And, Jay, I think we need a lineman. We got another flex spot, too. And
we got one more, then we're going to go hit a break, and then we're going to finish the last 7 picks.
All right, for that, you going to do the flex spot?
yeah, let's do it. Whatever best one you feel good about.
All right, we're going to go with the Heisman Trophy winner, if I can find his name, for God's sake. I can't find his name. But we're going to go Devontae Smith.
That's a good pick.
Go.
That's a good pick.
Let's
You beat me to it.
go.
You beat
Devontae
me
Smith, man.
to it.
Oh
That's
my
a
God.
good pick.
We got Penix passing to Julio and Devontae? What?
It's a murder.
Not too bad.
Dude is on roller skates.
Booner, before you get your 6th pick, let's take a break.
Let's go break.
Talking about tune into Woodward and Maine on Saturday at 8 a.m.
8 a.m.
I'll be there with Terry Foster and Gabrielle D. Phillips talking about the upcoming game against the Broncos. But Booner.
All right, Big Boy, baby. It is wintertime in Detroit. It is always better with comfort foods from Big Boy. Try the veal parmesan or the new Southern Comfort Chicken Bowl. How about breakfast? The stuffed potato pancakes are back. The classic lumberjack, Santa Fe Garden. Also, the new apple pie hotcakes. They are too good to miss. Don't want to miss those. Top it all off with the gingerbread shake for dessert. Make sure you stop over by your local Big Boy.
Big Boy.
Do we?
Burgers and chicken sandwiches are taking over at Big Boy. Try our new pretzel bacon cheeseburger. Turn up the heat with Bob's Hot Chicken Sandwich. Upgrade those regular fries with our chili cheese fries or loaded baked potato fries. Hit your sweet tooth with funnel cake fries or Reese's chocolate peanut butter thunder cake. Load up on all your favorites today at Big Boy.
Your home is your most important asset. Flexibility in the sales process is key. When you work with Mark White & Associates, you can cancel at any time, for any reason, without penalty. Speaking of flexibility, check this out. Who you work with matters. Hire the best broker in the game.
How would you like to win not one, but 2 vehicles of your choice? One for you and one for your wife, your girlfriend, or your best bud. Get to Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut and automatically enter for your chance to win. Courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. Lady Jane's, open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
What happens when you run a great business for over 50 years? You expand, you offer more products to more people. That's what Les Stanford did by adding Les Stanford Buick GMC. They got the same great service that customers have come to know and trust on Woodward Avenue, just south of 9 Mile Road. Check out Les Stanford in Dearborn today. Find the brand you want at lesstanford.com.
All right, welcome back. Woodward Nights here with Booner and Broder.
Back.
We appreciate all of you guys sticking with us here while we do this draft. First one we've ever done, so we're going to try and clean things up a little bit as we do these more and more often. If you guys haven't yet, hit that like button for us. We're going to get through these quick. We got about 5 more minutes, and we each have, I think, 2 more picks. So we're going to kind of do a speed round here through some of these picks here. So we're going to go quick so then we can name all of our teams. We'll put it in the poll, and we'll let you guys the last 10 minutes vote on who you guys think wins. Who is up next? The Booth Boys just went.
Yep, Booner, you're up.
I'm up.
Yep, round 6, excuse me. You got Colt McCoy, Mark Ingram, Braylon Edwards, Flex Desmond Howard, and who'd you just pick? Lamar Woodley as your defensive
I'm going to go someone who some people probably don't know, but when you guys hear these stats, you're going to be like, okay, he might be one of the best to ever do it in college football at his position. I'm going to go an offensive lineman. He goes by the name. Do you guys know who Barrett Jones is?
He's a stud.
He is one of the best to ever play his position. He has, I think, 2 or 3 All-American, unanimous All-American choices. He has 3 national championships. He has he has every single award you could think of in college football for an offensive lineman. I'm going Barrett Jones as my offensive lineman here to protect Colt McCoy and to throw to all those dogs that I have.
Dogs. You know, I'm going coach. I'm going Paul Bear Bryant.
That's a good one.
I like that.
He's an OG. I know you thought I was going to go Harbaugh. You did. I didn't. I went Paul Bear Bryant, Alabama.
Dog.
There he is.
All right,
Can we clarify? Do we need
you?
one of each?
What?
Do we need one of each team?
No. You can do anything. Any team just have to have each one of each position. Who's next, Broder?
Next is the chat. Freddie in the chat, back to back.
Back to back to finish the draft off for you.
He's cooking right now.
This is the end of the chat here.
Man, nervous right now. I'm sweating.
Papa Molly, I'm sweating.
Right. Woo. Oh, man. All right. I'm thinking we go wide receiver. That's where the chat's leaning. Oh,
see a couple in here.
I'm thinking old school. I'm thinking recent because I don't really think I have any recent players. So I'm thinking we need to go from this era. What Bama receivers have been taken thus far? Because I don't want to be a goof and call somebody.
Devontae and Julio.
That's it.
You still got a couple left.
Yep.
Okay.
You got Jameson,
the pick
Mechie.
The pick is in. We're going wide receiver. I'm going with Alabama. Top 5 CFB player of all time at that position at wide receiver, Amari.
That's a great one.
Cooper.
That's a great one. You got another pick back to back. Let me read off your team. You got Charles Woodson on defense, Tua at quarterback, Ricky Williams at running back, Amari Cooper at wide receiver, Derek Thomas as flex. It's a damn
I
good
think,
flex.
I think they need a coach as their final.
You need a coach.
This is the final one. They need a
Oh,
coach.
this is your last pick.
This is the last
Round
pick.
7.
Yep.
You need a coach.
Yep.
I told the chat we got to go big or go home. I may live out of state, but my heart is always here with Michigan. Go blue. This guy, if you give this guy a month to prepare, you're beating the top teams in the country consistently. I know Broder knows this name. I know the chat has said some people are younger and they may not be familiar with this guy. No, I'm not going Coach Harbaugh.
Oh.
Bet. But I am going Lloyd Carr to coach this team.
That's legit. I'm going to cross off. I thought you were going to say
1997 Natty Champs,
National
coached by
champions.
yours truly,
The Rose Bowl.
Mr. Lloyd Carr.
Broder?
Shout out.
So it's down to me, then Booner, then the
Me,
Booth
and
boys?
Yep.
I have my team list out. I'm missing. Who did I pick on defense? Oh, I picked Aiden. Okay. So I need a flex. Who am I going to go with? I'm going to go with Trent Richardson out of Alabama. That's
Not
my
bad.
guy. Trent
Booner?
Richardson, running back out of Alabama.
He had so much hope.
What do you mean?
No, Trent
Oh,
Richardson
yeah,
in the
he's
league,
good.
like in the NFL.
Do you remember how good he was? Like, whew.
Yeah, he was.
All right,
Aiden.
it's me here.
Yep.
Last thing I have here is a coach. Give me the Texas man. Just give me Mac Brown. He'll be able to lead this team that I have. Let me get a Mac Brown, man.
Love it.
He's probably the best coach left. One of the best coaches left.
A
I'm gonna go
player's
Mac
guy,
Brown.
a player's coach.
Yeah,
Everybody
and I have-
loves him.
And
Like,
I have all the stars on my team, so he's
Yep.
going to be perfect for my team. The chat, I know you and Freddie have the team. I didn't even think about this. We're going to vote on the teams in the chat. The chat has their own team.
Oh, yeah.
So that might be kind
That's
of
fine.
I mean, it should be unanimous. We could go around between all of us. Like, I wouldn't be biased if somebody else
Yeah,
had the
that's-
better team. Like,
That's fair.
We'll throw it on some socials.
Yeah. All right, Booth, we need you guys here before we hit the break.
Jalen, take
Last
us home.
pick.
Hey, question. Do we have to pick someone from each team?
No.
Okay. Well, we're going to go. This is my last. I'll make it quick. 7-time Pro Bowler, 1997 National Champion, Rose Bowl Champion, all-decade 2000s team, O-lineman. We're going to go with Steve Hutchinson.
Wow.
To end out our O-line, man. The
Love it.
Wolverine.
Anchor.
Love it.
love it.
Squad.
Love that pick.
All right, we've got our
That'll
teams
do it.
now. Before we go to break, let's do this. Let's all name our teams. Booth and Nick, I'll start with you. You guys name your team, and we'll go around the room as we always do. And what we'll do is name your teams, and then when we go to break, we'll make a poll, and you guys pick who you want. You pick the team. No bias here, too, chat. Everyone just pick who you guys think hit. This is a trust circle. Trust circle. Nick, who's your guys' team?
Let's go. We got quarterback Michael Penix, wide receiver Julio Jones, wide receiver Devontae Smith, running back Derrick Henry, defense Quinnen Williams, O-line Steve Hutchinson, coached by the Nick Saban. Best squad
Not
in
bad.
the room. Let's go.
Not bad.
That's a pretty
Freddie,
good one.
What's the chat's one looking like?
Dude, fun fact. Does anybody remember who Woodson beat in the Heisman?
Oh, yeah, Peyton Manning.
Peyton and Randy.
And
Paul Feinbaum.
come on, Randy Moss, dude.
I got
Come
you,
on,
Freddie.
the GOAT. That's the GOAT Heisman.
I
So
got you, Freddie.
Charles Woodson, good luck. Ricky Williams running it, good luck. We got Tua slinging that ball, good luck. We got Lincoln Kennedy protecting everybody who's getting past him. And we got Amari Cooper flying past everybody, catching Tua. And then we got Coach Lloyd Carr coaching us to the Natty.
Solid squad.
Not bad.
Solid squad, Broder.
You know, we give mine. I got Vince Young at quarterback. I got Bijan Robinson at running back. Wide receiver Roy Williams. I went with heavy Texas right there.
You did.
Offensive lineman Jake Long out of Michigan. Defensive player Aiden Hutchinson out of Michigan. Flex Trent Richardson, running back out of Alabama. And my coach Paul Bear Bryant.
I love it. What another squad. A lot of squad. These are good teams, actually.
Yeah.
It worked out well.
Balance.
My final squad here, fellas. I have at quarterback, I have Colt McCoy, Texas legend. I have Heisman Trophy winner, one of the best college football running backs of all time, Mark Ingram. Braylon Edwards, one of the best wide receivers ever in college football. I have on the other side of the ball, or on the other side and sharing the field with him, I have one of the other legends, Desmond Howard. And then at offensive line, I have three-time All-American and three-time national champion Barrett Jones. And then on defense, have Lamar Woodley. And coaching the team, we have the legend Mac Brown.
Hey, and
What a
Booner, real
squad.
quick to cut in, I forgot one. Derek Thomas, the GOAT sack
Derek
leader of
Thomas.
all time.
Yep.
The GOAT sack leader of all time. Wasn't even a stat then.
Man,
Hell
I'm just
yeah.
happy I
That
got
was a lot
Mark.
of fun.
I'm just happy my wide receiver running Mark Ingram, Braylon Edwards, and Desmond Howard.
That's pretty good.
That's like I don't know if anyone would beat
Quick
that one.
last little update here. Wings up 5-4 in the third. 10 minutes
shoot.
left. Let's go. Back. They got the lead again.
Let's go. All right, let's hit break. When we come back, during break, we'll put a poll up here for the team so you guys can all vote. Trust Circle. Chat, I know you guys have a team. Trust Circle.
Ski Mask Boy, who's
Trust
this hippie?
Circle.
Peace and love.
All right, you guys ready here? I'm going to talk about Lady Jane's. Make sure you come to Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience. Register to win a trip of your dreams and all expenses paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament. That is right. No expenses spared for you and 5 of your best buds. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It is wicked awesome. Wicked awesome.
Calling all landscapers. This is Darren McCarty. I'm at Outdoor Equipment Co. How would you like to landscape like a legend? How about a bad boy zero turn? And even a chainsaw. And even a weed whipper. Whether you landscape for your job or landscape for fun, get all your equipment from Outdoor Equip Co., the official equipment provider of Woodward Sports. Michigan grown, family owned. OutdoorEquipCo.com.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com. Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot off the press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
Join Woodward Sports and Long Drink live this Saturday for the official Lions VIP tailgate party at Eastern Market Shed number 5. It's going to be a bash. It's starting, I believe, 5:15, going up until game time. It's the official Lions tailgate, and it's back. It's better than ever. Come hang with your friends here at Woodward Sports. We got food, we got drinks, we got entertainment, all included. Just get your ticket at bullseyeeventgroup.com.
All right, welcome back in Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder on the Woodward Sports Network. If you guys are on YouTube, appreciate you guys watching. Hit that like button for us. Let's get the likes up here. 1:15 before the end of the show. We only got about a couple. We've got a couple minutes left. Jalen, can you do that? You're getting the poll going. All right, cool. So we can get that going for a couple minutes here, and we can get a winner of the poll. I guess, Broder, I mean, we usually do mailbag right now. If you guys want to start dropping some questions in from mailbag, and we'll just let that poll kind of go. You guys kind of already heard our teams. Whoever you guys think won, we'll put some stuff up on social as well.
I think we got some. I don't know if you're going to be able to do a graphic, Jalen. We got your teams built out. But I'll remind you, chat, you guys did a great job. Give it up for Freddie Felt.
Shout out Freddie.
We got quarterback Tua Tagovailoa, running back Ricky Williams, wide receiver Amari Cooper, offensive lineman Lincoln Kennedy. On the defensive end, Charles Woodson and Derek Thomas.
I'm cooking.
As your flex.
Good luck. And
then you got Lloyd Carr coaching. Epic, chat. I think you guys did a great job. Let us know in the future how best to interact. Like we want to include you more. Let us know how we did. Let us know how we did.
I think they were included. I think that was pretty sweet. That was actually kind of fun that they were with Freddie be able to kind of include the chat.
100%.
I think it was pretty sweet.
100%. We got that poll up.
The poll is up.
Awesome.
And the chat's running away from it. I figured this would happen.
Destroying us.
I figured. Do we have the graphics that we can throw the graphics up?
Whose team's going first? We can go.
Just go through it.
Just go random.
Fly.
Yeah, we've got about 2 minutes here.
Here we go. Booner, McCoy, Ingram, Edwards, Jones, Woodley, Howard, Mack.
Colt McCoy, Mark Ingram, Braylon Edwards, Barrett Jones, Lamar Woodley, Desmond Howard, and Mac Brown.
Broder
coaching this squad.
That's a historic team. All right, my team's next. That's a oh, here we go. Vince, Bijan, Roy, Jake Long, Aiden, Trent, Paul Bear Bryant. That's pretty epic too.
Booth boy Nick.
Yes, go. You know what it is.
Henry.
Penix, Henry, Julio, Steve Hutchinson, Quinnen Williams, Devontae Smith, and Nick Saban. Easy just said in the chat. Stopping Julio and Devontae Smith with Michael Penix.
That'd be difficult.
And then the chat.
All right, Freddie in the chat.
Take us home, Freddie.
Can you see? I'll read it for you.
I don't have my bifocals on, guys. Whoops, left them in the car.
Left the buffs in the car. Sorry, everybody.
Pete. Just kidding. I love you, Pete. Tua, Ricky Williams, Amari Cooper, Lincoln Kennedy, Charles Woodson, Derek Thomas, Lloyd Carr. They definitely have the best defense.
Gang.
Yeah, the defense is
all right. And,
good luck. Man, what a good defense there. Jeez.
Polls running away. Who got second place?
You know the deal. Come on now.
I do like the Booth boys.
They have a good team. They have like the kind of newer age team.
Yeah.
They have the new guys.
Woodson and Thomas is nasty, right? Tyler Chauvet. Ah, man. I don't know. I thought it was pretty good, but it looks like
the Booth won.
The Booth won.
The Booth, you guys won. I didn't even think about it though. That
the chat's winning.
The chat would vote for.
The chat.
I'm like, they're gonna vote.
I didn't even put that together. I didn't even think of
they
that.
won. The inaugural won by the chat.
Yeah, shout out the chat. That was fun. Shout out the chat.
Freddie!
Yeah, shout out
Freddie!
It was all about you tonight. Freddie fans. Look at a Sheila hand. Freddie fans.
Freddie fans.
Shout out to the chat and shout out to you guys. Like, this has been such a fun experience for letting the chat get engaged and for having the chat be heard. So I can't thank you guys.
Let's go. We appreciate you. You drove all the way up, man. So you had a little trip, didn't you?
Yeah, 5 hours. You know, who's counting?
Man, that's a trip.
Yeah,
that's a trip. Let's go. All right, we appreciate you guys all tuning in.
Freddie fans.
Detroit Dapper said Booner didn't want to give it to us. Hey, no, if you guys had the best team, you guys got it. Shout out to the listeners, all you guys tuning in. As you guys leave here, make sure you guys hit that like button for us and tune in tomorrow as 8 a.m. Morning Woodward Show, BDE following E&E after that, heavyweights, and then Woodward Nights. We'll be back tomorrow, 8 p.m. Make sure you guys tune in. We will see you guys tomorrow. I love you guys.
Nice job, chat. Toodles.